time. Step back, hit him with the shake. Crossover, going hard in the bank. Hit that, money in the bank. All-star, watch me do it all day. Step back, hit him with the shake. Crossover, going hard in the bank. Hit that, money in the bank. All-star, going hard. It's about to go down in a minute. Let me touch down. I'ma get it. Cause I been waiting all night to make it go from the friend zone to the end zone. Tryna take it to the house, baby, let's go. Cause I been waiting all night. It's game time.
Hello and welcome to AHS Countdown. I'm your host, Max Nelson, and I'm joined by co-hosts Cal Floyd and Fabiola Sanchez. As you can see, Taylor's not here, who was not able to make it today. And today we got a crucial matchup between the Smith Station Panthers and your Auburn Tigers. The last time these two teams played was last year in a game that Auburn won handily, 52-21, a performance that they will need to replicate tonight if they want to have a shot at the number 1 spot in Region 2 going into the playoffs. Now, let's start off with the Panthers. They are currently sitting at 1-8 and are currently last in the region in Region 2 with a record of 1-6 in the region. Their only win this season was at home against Prattville, who Auburn just played and beat, but they beat them by a score of 30-21. It was a huge upset. But since that win early in the season, they have gone on a 6-game losing streak with their last 3 losses coming at the hands of Opelika, Jeff Davis, and Lee Montgomery, all of which are already eliminated from the playoff race. But an upset win tonight would be a huge morale booster going into next season and also would snap that 6-game losing streak. All of that being said, what are some things that the Smith Station team will need to do to pull off the huge upset tonight?
Now, I'm not the first, and I probably won't be the last to say that Smith Station is not having a fantastic season so far. You know, we're looking at very few sacks and interceptions, like defensive-wise, along with them having very few close-scoring games this season. So I believe that against Auburn, Smith Station is going to have quite the task ahead of them.
I agree. With Smith Station, even like towards the beginning, we could see that they were scoring, but their defense just wasn't really showing up. So I don't think that their offense isn't gonna. If their defense isn't showing up, I don't think it's gonna really matter. I'm hoping it does, but
yeah. You look at some of it, like I said, in Smith Station's last 3 matchups against Opelika, Jeff Davis, Lee Montgomery. Lee Montgomery they lost by 6, but Opelika they lost by like 18. Like it wasn't close. And as you can see, Opelika has not been playing great football. That's actually Opelika's only win ever since beating Central. And so, yeah, I don't think Smith Station's coming in off of like it'd be different if they were coming in on like a hot streak, maybe something to be worried about with the Panthers. But they're not. They haven't looked great all season. And so it'll be very, like Cal said, a very tall task for them to beat the Tigers tonight. And looking to keep their hopes for the Region 2 title alive is your Auburn Tigers, who with a win tonight and a win by Prattville over Central would clinch the number 1 spot in the region come playoff time. In what is a crucial matchup for determining playoff position, how did the Auburn Tigers get it done on senior night to keep their shot at number 1 in the region alive?
Right. So, aside from the Central game, Auburn has not allowed more than the other team to have more than 25 points in a game at all this season. And being up against the Panthers of all teams, a team that hasn't gone over 16 points in their last 3 games, if the Auburn defense can just stay at the level that they've been in this game, I think it'll be a breeze.
Yeah, and with Auburn, I think something they've done is that just using the passing skills to Clyde Pittman and Davis Harson, and as well as the speed like Ian Nation and others, it's just something that we've been using to beat opponents.
Yeah, and you look at Auburn at home this season as they're playing home tonight for their senior night. They're currently 4-0 at home this season, and I don't think they've lost at home since last year's loss against Central midway through the season. And Auburn's rowdy crowd, which is currently being voted on for number 1 student section in the state, so please be sure to vote on that. But it's sure to be a factor, especially on senior night. The crowd's going to be rowdy. It's going to be jumping. And for the last home game of the regular season, I think Auburn home advantage is definitely going to be an advantage. And while Smith Station has already been eliminated from the playoffs, Auburn has clinched the playoffs and still has a lot to play for tonight. Like I said before, Auburn can clinch the Region 2 title with a win tonight against the Panthers and a win by Prattville on the road against Central. Anything besides that would mean Auburn would finish second in the region and would host the first round of the playoffs. That being said, if the schedule were to end today, Auburn would be hosting Fairhope from Region 1 and would play the winner of Foley and Dothan in Round 2. So, we have talked about some things Auburn has done well this season. Now, what are some things that the Tigers need to improve on in order to close out the season with a good win on senior night over the Panthers?
All right. So with last week's game against Prattville, Auburn was never really able to just entirely close out the game, and throughout Prattville was just able to hang on just barely within reach, so that we had to stay active the whole time. With Smith Station, I believe that if they play the cards right, they might even be able to essentially close out the game by the beginning of the second half.
For Auburn's offense, I think just them getting a one-dimensional and just passing the ball a little too much is something that's been just out there. And I think they just need to keep running the ball to keep the defense guessing.
Yeah, and you look at Auburn in their last 3 games, obviously a tough stretch against Central, Opelika, and Prattville, 2 of those being on the road. They've allowed 29 points in each of their last 3 games, which are all the most points that Auburn has allowed all season by far. And that's partially because of their lax defense at times. Like Cal said, I think Auburn needs to be able to stay composed and throughout the entire game, and that'll be crucial tonight. And now we move into our keys to the game. Now, Auburn has different X factors that can help them take over a game. What do y'all think those X factors are or will be in this game?
I think this season what's going to come into play this game is going to be Auburn's ability to have, they're really good at situational football on defense, being able to blitz and play good coverage at the right times.
For offense, I want to say Auburn's running game is just really good. It's important for their offense and just keeps the defense just guessing all the time, and it opens up passing games.
Yeah, and like Cal said earlier, he said Auburn's wasn't able to close out the game against Prattville. But other than that, early on in the season, they did show that they were able to close out games during the stretch, especially in their first matchup against Hoover, who's most likely after their win against Thompson, I can count on it that they're going to be number 1 in the state. So I think if this game is somehow close towards the end, I think Auburn will be able to close it out. And now we move into our senior night player profiles, where we each highlight one senior on offense, defense, and one on special teams that has been crucial throughout their time here at Auburn High. Who do y'all have as y'all's senior night player profiles for tonight's matchup against Smith Station?
All right. For me, I got number 7, Andre Emilis. He plays defensive back. And when he's covering someone, you'll rarely ever see that person catch the ball. And if you do just happen to see it slip through, they'll be on the ground in a minute.
So I got number 10, Marcellus Joseph. He's a senior wide receiver. He is tall and quick receiver who has been able to beat teams over the top, as well as 50-50 balls all throughout his time in Auburn.
Yeah, and I've got number 35, Will Best, the senior kicker for Auburn. As you might remember, Taylor, who's currently not here today, he had him as his player profile in our first AHS countdown of the season against Ramsey. He's also the only senior, though, on Auburn's young special teams unit. And I think that he will be crucial in this game. He's been a reliable all throughout his time at Auburn High. And I think him, along with Towns, they make a great tandem of kickers. And they'll be crucial not only in this game, but if games get close down the stretch in the playoffs. And now we're going to go ahead and send you to a quick commercial break. But don't go away, because next up is the Friday night lineup. Don't go away.
Okay, we're here with...
This is Clark Cleveland, linebacker number 25.
Andre, number 7, cornerback.
Mark Tolan, I play defensive end, number 21.
Braden Joyner, number 75, left tackle.
Octavian Brown, number 19, linebacker.
Clyde Pittman, number 13, quarterback.
Logan Blomeyer, number 3, wide receiver.
Marcellus Joseph, I'm number 10, and I'll play wide receiver.
My name is D.B. Williams. I play running back for Auburn High.
I'm Jordan Reese. I'm number 99, and I play defensive tackle for Auburn.
Okay, what was your favorite memory from your time on the Auburn football team?
My sophomore year when we went to state, it was a fun time.
Probably sophomore year is when we went to state. That was crazy.
The first time I scored a touchdown against Lee.
I just enjoy, working out in the mornings with my teammates and cutting up in the weight room and whatnot.
Definitely going to state championship sophomore year.
I would say it was 10th grade when we first went to state.
Just spending time with my brothers on the team and playing games with them, going to war with them.
Probably going to state my sophomore year.
My favorite memory is my first interception for the Auburn High.
My favorite memory was definitely going to state my sophomore year.
What was your funniest moment here at your time in Auburn?
Practicing on the field after last year's senior prank.
Funniest moment was when Coach Bird said J-Watt held like a drumstick.
Just hanging out with my friends, either on the field or on the sideline when I was younger.
Anytime with Coach Wayne.
I think our funniest moment was, Nutter Butter Bowls that we used to have when I was in my sophomore year.
There's not really a specific moment, but sometimes Coach Wag will get fired up, and it's pretty funny.
One year the seniors did a prank on the field, and it was pretty funny.
Just basically all the experiences in the locker room.
Like back in 8th grade, I remember we played Callaway, and I had got the ball, almost scored, but I got the ball though. So.
What stands out to you about the 2023 senior class compared to other senior classes?
We all work together. We don't argue. We're just having fun.
What stands out to me is that all of us are real brothers. We fight, then we get right along, back cool, and we all hang out a lot every day.
We're funny and we're pretty good at football, so
I think we got a good chemistry, and we're all set on the same goal, so we work together really well, and we're like brothers out there, so it's fun being out there with my teammates.
Yeah, we're all family and we work hard.
We're more connected and, we hang out with each other all the time. And it's just we're together. So, it's going to help us when we get further down the road and go to the state championship.
We're going to win the state, and I feel like we got a better chemistry and brotherhood than any other senior class.
The way we've played together from 7th grade up until now, we just became like a family.
That everybody cool with each other, everybody gets along. Ain't too much disliking with each other.
We're just very determined and have great team chemistry.
What would it mean to you to win your senior championship?
It meant everything to me, considering we had the opportunity when I was a sophomore and we just didn't finish, so hopefully we can do it this year.
It would mean everything to me. We've been working for it for how long, so it would mean everything.
It would mean a lot, and it would be the perfect ending.
I won state my freshman year at Auburn High School, and I know the feeling, so if I win my senior year, it'd be great.
It'd be special, it's been something we've been working on all 3 years, and even before that. So it'd definitely be real special to come away with a state championship senior year.
Yeah, I mean everything. The first state championship in Auburn High School history.
That would be cool because we lost our 10th grade year, so that would be good to win our senior year.
It'd have been a whole lot because we really been working since we lost the state championship. So it means so much to us as a team.
It would mean the world. We've been trying to win state since my sophomore year, and I'm a senior, so.
All right. Describe the 2023 senior class in one word and why.
Lit, because we just always, we're them.
Fearless.
Fantastic.
I'd say family, brotherhood.
Family.
Dogs. And I just say, we go out there and fight every night. It doesn't matter who it is, we're just going to go out there and fight.
Passionate. We're very passionate about what we do.
A brotherhood.
Special.
Why?
They different. It's all.
I'd say we're determined. We're all just on the same page and trying to win a state championship.
Welcome back to AHS Countdown, and please help me in welcoming this week's special guest picker. And as we all saw 2 weeks ago, Jared Dillard set the standard as the first ever guest picker on AHS Countdown, going 8-2 on the picks. And this week's guest picker hopes to possibly beat that. He is the current graphic design teacher here at Auburn High School, and he is known for his astounding sense of humor. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming Mr. Cox.
Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
Now, Mr. Cox, what I said in the intro is true. I've heard from plenty of students, faculty, as well as just people I pass by on the street say that you're a really particularly funny guy. Tell me, what do you think the secret is to being funny?
First, what people are you passing on the street? It's that random, obscure thing to just say to a stranger on the street.
You'd say hi, they say, Mr. Cox is a funny guy.
It's a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
Don't say that to me. That's not what you don't say to me. So, what was your? I don't remember.
What do you think the secret is to being funny?
Oh, practice. You just keep practicing.
Okay. So like experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, practice is where you say to young people. Experience is where you say to old people. So I appreciate you twisted what I said. So.
Yeah. So experience / like just practice. So, okay. Just doing it all the time.
Being around teenagers all day, every day helps.
Okay. Nice. All right, and with that, we move into our last segment, which is the Friday night lineup, where we will all pick who we think is going to win the biggest games across the state. And the current standings are: number 1 is Fabiola with 27-5 being her record. She went 8-2 last week. I'm following behind with a 22-10 record. I was 6-4 last week, wasn't great. And then tied for third, you guessed it, was Cal and Taylor, who, like I said earlier in the AHS countdown earlier, I said he was not able to make it today, but they once again are tied for third with 18-14, and they both went 5-5 last week. And also something today is there are not, besides Region 2, there are not any conferences or regions, playing regional games. They're all playing 6A teams. So we got a couple matchups here, which are going to be 7A versus 6A for this last week of high school football. So we'll go ahead and get started with our first matchup, which is a 7A versus 6A matchup between Fairhope, who is currently 7-2 and finished third in Region 1, and they're going away against Briarwood, who is currently 3-6 on the season in 6A play. Who do y'all got between Fairhope and Briarwood?
I'm going to say definitely, even though they are fighting an away game, definitely Fairhope.
I think, Fairhope has a great record. They do, but they play Fairhope's schedule, and I think that they play a bunch of cupcakes, to be honest with you. And Briarwood does not have a great record, but they play those big Birmingham schools. I think at Briarwood takes them down.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go with Briarwood as well. Midpoint.
I'm going to have to disagree with Fab there. I'm going to say that Fairhope goes in and wins this game. Yes, they have played a pretty easy schedule being in Region 1, but being the team that Auburn is most likely going to play in the playoffs, because Auburn's most likely going to finish in the number 2 seed unless Prattville pulls off a stunner against Central, I think that Fairhope will be gearing up for that matchup against Auburn next week, and I think they'll win this game against Briarwood. And now we move to another 7A versus 6A matchup, which is between Jackson Allen, who finished 4-5 in 6A play, and they're going away against Foley, who's currently 6-3 and finished with the first seed in Region 1. Who y'all got between Jackson Allen and Foley?
Honestly, it might be able to go either way, but I think Foley, but I do think it would be at least fairly close.
I got asked last night about coming to do a comedy show in Foley, and for that reason, I will pick Foley. So.
I think it's going to be a good game, but I'm going to go with Foley.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Foley as well. I think Foley wins this game. They have really, their record is 6-3, but they've won their last 5 games ever since upsetting Fairhope back when Fairhope was undefeated. So I think Foley continues that hot streak, and they beat Jackson Allen at home before hosting their first round and possibly second round matchups in the playoffs. And now we move to another 7A versus 6A matchup. This time it's between Sparkman, who is currently 5-4 and finished 6th in Region 4, which means unfortunately they're eliminated from the playoffs. And they're going away against Muscle Shoals, who is a 6A powerhouse. They are currently 7-1, and they are gearing up for the playoffs in 6A. Who do y'all got between Sparkman and Muscle Shoals? Sorry, Muscle Shoals.
Well, given that I didn't even hear about Sparks until last week, and I'm just learning about this new team, Muscle Shoals. Definitely Sparks, and even though I think they're going to want to end their season strong, even if they are eliminated.
So, man, this is a tough one. So, Sparkman, if you guys didn't know, they are us a few years ago, where they've split into 2. Bob Jones, Sparkman, became 2 giant schools from one giant school, and Muscle Shoals, they, like you guys, have one of the best video sports programs in the state. Are you familiar with them?
Yes.
So, anyway, there's something special about Muscle Shoals. I cannot pick against them. Muscle Shoals for me.
Looking at the record, I'm gonna have to go with Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Fab there and Mr. Cox. I'm gonna say Muscle Shoals wins this one. Sparkman, like you said, that was our first time covering them this season last week, and they ended up losing by a lot. I don't know the exact number, but they lost by a lot in a crucial matchup it wasn't Austin, it was Florence. They lost against Florence, and that got them eliminated from the playoffs. So, yes, they're coming off a tough loss, but I do think Muscle Shoals for a 6A team is very good, and I think they'll win at home. And now we move into another 6A versus 7A matchup, and it is between Vestavia Hills, who clinched the playoffs last week with a win against Tuscaloosa County at home, and they are currently 5-4, and they finished 4th in Region 3. And they're going away against Helena, who's currently 6-3 in 6A play. Who do y'all got between Vestavia and Helena?
I think I got to go with Vestavia for this one. I think they got that dog in them. I think they got this.
Got that dog.
I agree. Those Birmingham schools, I almost think of them as a mini SEC. They have to play or beat each other, and so I'm assuming they have a loss to Hoover, assuming they have a loss to Thompson. So 5-4 doesn't say that much, right? So I'm going to say Vestavia Hills.
I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go with Vestavia Hills because I know more about them.
Yeah, Mr. Cox is right. They lost to Hoover and Thompson, and they were both very close matchups. So, that being said, I'm going to go with Vestavia Hills. I think they're a better team than their record shows, and I think they'll prove it on the road against Helena. I actually don't think it'll be close. I got Vestavia by at least 10 points on the road against Helena. And now we move into our second to last 7A versus 6A matchup, and it is between Bob Jones, who's currently 5-4 and finished 4th in Region 4, and they're going away against Hartselle, a powerhouse in 6A, just like Muscle Shoals. They're currently 9-0 and undefeated in 6A play. Who do y'all got between Bob Jones and Hartselle?
So I'm going to go with Hartselle, but I know that Bob Jones is a very impressive team, I would say. But I think even if you could argue that Hartselle hasn't gone in against like super tough opponents or anything, 9-0 is still incredibly impressive, so I think they have this.
That is impressive. Because they're 9-0 in 6A, I mean, they have that it factor, apparently. I'm not saying they're unbeatable, but I don't think Bob Jones is the team to beat them. So.
I'm going to agree with Cal and Mr. Cox. I think they're going to get this one.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very, very fun game to watch. Bob Jones, obviously, 5-4 in 7A. They haven't had the easiest season this year, but they are still, like Cal said, they are still a very competent team. They're not an easy team to beat with their good offense. But going on the road against an undefeated team is very tough to win that game. And so I'm going to also go with Hartselle at home. I think they'll beat Bob Jones in a very, very close one. And now we move into our last 7A versus 6A matchup, and it is between Mountain Brook, who's usually a powerhouse in 6A. They lost last week, but they are still 7-2 in 6A play, and they're going away against Baker, who upset Fairhope last week to become the number 2 seed in Region 1 going into the playoffs. But they are 4-5 on the season, so you wouldn't expect they're going into the playoffs as a number 2 seed. But that being said, who do y'all got between Mountain Brook and the Hornets?
Baker definitely seems very competent, and I think it's definitely going to give Mountain Brook a challenge, and it's going to be a very, very fun game to watch, but I still got to go with Mountain Brook for this one.
Who do we know who beat Mountain Brook? Again, Birmingham's schedule, I'm assuming it's tough.
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. But I know it was a good team. No, they lost to Gardendale. They lost to Gardendale, who is ranked.
I would say Mountain Brook whoops them. I just think they play all those Birmingham schools and have tested middle. So. Okay.
I do too. From the score as well, I think it's going to be a good game, but I'm going to go with Mountain Brook.
Yeah, I think Baker, they are, unlike Vestavia Hills, yes, they beat Fairhope, but then again, it's Region 1. Region 1 is really like the slums of the 7A football scene. And so I think Mountain Brook will win on the road against Baker. And also Baker, coming off of a hard-fought upset against Fairhope on the road, I think they're kind of worn down, and they're like, okay, we're going to be number 2 seed, which, by the way, I might have not said this yet, but every team, every region in 7A has already clinched all their seeds. That's why Region 2 is the only one that has head-to-head matchups between Region 2 teams, because they haven't decided their seeding yet going into the playoffs. So I think Baker really gets caught off guard against Mountain Brook, and I think Mountain Brook whoops them, as Mr. Cox said. And now we move into a Region 2 matchup, our first Region 2 matchup between Dothan, who is currently 6-3 and 4-3 in Region 2 play, and they're currently 4th in the region. And they're going away against Jeff Davis, who's currently 3-6, 2-5 in Region 2 play. They're eliminated from the playoffs, and they're 7th in the region. Who do y'all got between Dothan and Jeff Davis?
I think for Jeff Davis, I think their morale has to be definitely low at this point. And I think Dothan is going to do everything they can to just kind of whoop them and end on a good spot and secure a very good playoff spot.
Yeah, I just don't think Jeff Davis has it in him to win a lot of football games this year. So, Dothan.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, but Dothan.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say, I'm going to definitely have to say Dothan on this one. If Dothan wins this, they're clinched in the playoffs. Depending on where they're going to be finished, third or fourth, depends on how Enterprise game goes, which is the next one we're going to talk about. But I do think Dothan wins this one on the road against the Jeff Davis team, who has scrapped their way to 2 straight wins against Lee, Montgomery, and Smith Station, of all teams. But I do think that Dothan will go on the road and show why they deserve to be in the playoffs. And next, we move into another Region 2 matchup between Enterprise, who is currently 6-3 and 4-3 in Region 2 play. And they're currently third in Region 2 standings. And they're going away against Lee Montgomery, who got their first win of the season last week against Smith Station. They're still 1-8 on the season and 1-6 in Region 2 play. They're also, unsurprisingly, eliminated from the playoffs. Who do you got between Enterprise at Lee?
So Lee Montgomery winning, that means, I lost my prediction last week. So, I mean, they did, I guess, catch us off guard with that win, and I am very impressed by that. But I think Enterprise is going to have, like, a field day, and it's going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah, Enterprise, like the Birmingham schools, our region is a difficult one. They have Auburn High to contend with, Central, Prattville. And they're still doing overall pretty well. Opelika, we have a tough region, so yeah. Enterprise, I think we'll smack them down, to be honest with you.
Is it at Lee?
It is at Lee, yes.
I'm going to have to go with Enterprise.
Okay. So I'm going to go with Enterprise by a lot. Like Mr. Cox said, I think they're going to smack them upside the head. It's going to be not a fun one to watch if you're a Lee Generals fan. But, yeah, I think Enterprise secures that number 3 playoff spot and gets ready for the playoffs because they are sure to have a tough time as they are in that part of the bracket, the lower part. And next we move into another Region 2 matchup. This one probably bigger than the game that we're covering tonight. Probably one of the biggest in the state. It's between Prattville, who just came off that loss against Auburn. They're currently 6-3 and 4-3 on the season in Region 2 play, and they're currently 5th in Region 2. And they're going away against Central, who had a bye week last week, so they're all rested up. They're 7-2 on the season, 6-1 in Region 2 play. They have clinched the playoff spot. Haven't clinched the number 1 spot yet, but they are currently, as it stands, number 1 in Region 2. Who do y'all got between the Lions and the Red Devils?
As much as I'd love to go for the underdog, just, fight for the chance to see Central lose, Central was the only team that was able to beat Auburn, and I think for the sake of my record and my points, I think I have to go Central for this one.
If this game were at Prattville, I would just go out on a limb and pick Prattville. I think they're a very solid football team, especially since the change earlier in the year with their starters and things like that. But yeah, Central at Central, I just can't see it happening.
I mean, just considering what we saw against Auburn, I don't want to say Central, but I do think Central's going to take it.
Yeah, as I've said throughout this broadcast, I think that for Auburn to get number 1 in Region 2, they need to win tonight against Smith Station, which shouldn't be hard to do. But they also need Prattville to win on the road against Central. And while I really do want Auburn to finish with that number 1 spot, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Central wins this one at home against Prattville, claims that number 1 spot in Region 2, and gets ready for their title run. And now we move into your game of the night, which is between Smith Station, who's currently 1-8, and 1-6 in Region 2 play this season, and are currently dead last in 7A after their loss against Lee Montgomery last week. They're going away against your Auburn Tigers, who are currently 8-1, 6-1 in the region, and they have clinched the playoffs, and they're hoping to clinch the number 1 spot in Region 2 tonight. They are currently number 2, though, in the Region 2. So, who do y'all got between the Panthers and the Tigers?
Really tough choice. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be very, very close, well fun.
I think you're being sarcastic.
I think Auburn's going to win is what's going to happen.
It's not going to be close at all. Auburn.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Auburn by 1,000. I think that Smith Station, a win tonight would be a huge morale booster for their squad, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're looking to next season, and I think they're ready to get this season over with. And I think the Tigers are hoping and praying that Prattville can beat Central on the road so they can clinch that #1 spot. But I think Auburn is ready for the playoffs, and they're gearing up, and they're going to wipe Smith Station out of their way and get to those playoffs. So I got Auburn by 1,000.
Yeah, we're going to kill them. We'll beat them so bad.
It's not even a pick. It's Auburn by 1,000. Auburn's going to win this game. And that's going to do it for AHS Countdown today. I hope y'all enjoyed. Be sure to not go anywhere, because coming up right after us is the senior night presentations as well as the band's pregame show. But that'll do it from all of us at AHS Countdown, including a special thanks to our special guest picker, Mr. Cox. We hope to see y'all next week when Auburn plays whoever they play in the playoff round 1. But that'll do it. See y'all next time.
I think we need to lower this because it's a little bit too tall.
Oh, but they talking to you?
What? Hello?
Tell them just go in the middle of the field right now, because you're live right now.
Are you talking to me or someone else?
Those are really nice. I like how bright it is. That just connects to your HDMI. Oh, I got it.
Here's the night trouble starting lineup for the Auburn High Tigers and head coach Keith Etheridge. Special team, kicker number 33, Towns Magoo. Kicker number 35, Will Best. Punter number 24, Tyler McKennell. Long snapper number 4, Davis Smith. Long snapper number 71, J.R. Buckner. On the defense, at cornerback number 2, Pete Davis. At cornerback number 7, Andre Emilius. At safety, number 23, Graham Young. At safety, number 29, Andrew King. At linebacker, number 25, Clark Krugler. Linebacker, number 12, Colin Granberry. Linebacker, number 19, Octavian Brown. At defensive ends, number 14, Cade Ravens. Defensive end, number 21, Mark Tolan. Defensive tackle, number 99, Jordan Reese. And at defensive tackle, number 55, Deuce White. For the offense, at wide receiver, number 11, Marion Warren. At wide receiver, number 84, Jack Hudson. Wide receiver, number 3, Logan Blomeyer. At tackle, number 75, Braden Joyner. Guard, number 70, Avery Ferris. Starting at center, number 57, Will Ward. At guard, number 54, Eric Patrick. At tackle, number 76, Charles Reese. Tight end, number 27, Silas Mason. Tight end, number 43, Colin Lane. Colin Wall. And running back, number 5, D.B. Williams. And the starting quarterback, number 13, Clyde Pittman. Auburn High assistant coaches are Will Wagner, Chase Shane, T. Oliver, Rob McKinnell, Drew Bagwell, Brandon Johnson, Jeremy Stanford, Wayne Parnell, Scott Goldstein, Jeremiah Kitchen, Daniel Bird, King Lorenzo, Graham Ferguson, Reggie Smith, Jason Halverson, Brandon Hall, and Billy Ramsey. At designated home games during the season, Auburn High football will welcome and recognize designated Auburn elementary schools. The schools are visited during the week by Auburn High players, cheerleaders, and coaches to promote school spirit, pride in our community, and support for all Auburn City Schools football teams. This week, our featured schools are Dean Road Elementary and Wright Mill Road Elementary School. Please join Auburn High football in welcoming Principal Dr. Jackie Greenwood, Dean Road Elementary School, and Principal Karen Mason at Wright Mill Road Elementary School, their students, faculty, and staff. Thank you. On behalf of Superintendent Dr. Christian Harris, Principal Dr. Shannon Pignato, and Director of Athletics Dan Norton, Auburn High School welcomes you to Duck Sanford Stadium, home of the Auburn High School Tigers. Auburn High School values sportsmanship and is committed to maintaining high standards of conduct for wholesome athletic competition. We ask all in attendance at tonight's game to make that your personal responsibility. Thank you for attending tonight's game, and again, welcome to the Ducks. Best of luck to our guests from Smith Station. Enjoy the game and go Tigers! On behalf of the Auburn High School football boosters, our students, athletes, coaches, and parents, we want to offer a special thank you to our 2022 sponsors. We appreciate the generosity and support these businesses and individuals provide for our teams and programs. Auburn High parents and fans, we encourage you to make it a point to thank all of our sponsors. Signs recognizing our sponsors can be found throughout Duck Sanford Stadium.
follow. So keep it center and then follow them as they go. So like you're gonna do this. That's what you're gonna do. And then go back. Yeah. But like you're gonna slow pan. So like what I'm doing. And then grab a few people. And then go back slow. Okay, now it's getting to the point where we don't do pan. Now it's getting to the point. Okay, leave it there. And hold on tight because this will move. Zoom out. Okay, stop. There you go. Okay. Once all the people stop, you are going to zoom out and show all of the group. Got it? And then all of you are going to
Everybody on the field, please.
Okay, zoom out. Go to center and we zoom out. Good. Senior. Center. Okay, that's the center. Zoom out.
In keeping with an Auburn High School tradition,
That's as far as
the last regular season home football game is senior night. Now we will recognize the senior football players, student trainers, and cheerleaders. For football, number 1, Jaden Walker. Number 1, Amarian Warren. Number 3, Logan Blomeyer. Number 5, D.B. Williams. Number 6, Denarius Todd. Number 7, Andre Amelia. Number 10, Marcellus Josephson. Number 11, Sean Lawhorn. Number 12, Coleman Granberry. Number 13, Clyde Pittman. Number 14, Kay Rayburn. Number 19, Octavian Brown. Number 21, Mark Cohen. Number 23, Graham Young. Number 25, Clark Cleveland. Number 27, Jackson Graham. Number 27, Silas Mason. Number 29, Andrew King. Number 32, Burson DeSarion. 35, Will Best. Number 38, Owen Williams. Number 43, Colin Long. Number 46, Will Walker. Number 48, Anthony McCall. Number 54, Eric Patrick. Number 57, Will Ward. Number 59, Connor Black. Number 60, Dawson Price. Number 67, Chase Miller. Number 70, Avery Ferris. Number 73, Aaron Streetman. Number 75, Braden Joyner. Number 76, Charles Reese. Number 84, Jack Hudson. Number 87, Patrick Davidson. Number 90, Rico Spinks. Number 96, Bryce McWhirter. Number 97, Nate Payne. Number 98, Adam Al-Riami. Number 99, Jordan Reese. Student trainers, Shakira Bird, DeLacy Wilkerson. Senior cheerleaders, Maddie Buckingham, Madison Claybrook, Tracy Dow, Isabel George, Kara Jones, and Olivia Velez. Let's give a big Auburn High applause to our senior football players, trainers, and cheerleaders. Congratulations to their parents and families who are joining them on the field tonight.
Okay, hold on to it. Keep it center. Okay, so they told us to zoom out all the way.
Zoom in on Dillard, please.
I'm talking to Dillard. Hold on.
Right there, I see.
Okay. Go Dillard.
I got it.
No, stop. You don't do anything. Yes, I know.
Auburn High fans, please direct your attention to the center of the field for a special presentation. The College Football Playoff Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers program elevates the teaching profession by inspiring and empowering teachers. Tonight, we recognize Auburn High's very own Jared Dillard. In mid-2020, during the peak of COVID, Auburn High mass media brought games to the homes of many viewers. What started as a simple coverage of Showdown weekend, a couple of home football games, senior night volleyball, home basketball games has grown into award-winning live coverage of almost every high school event, making Auburn High School mass media an elite broadcasting NFHS school. Mr. Dillard received his undergraduate and master's degrees from Auburn University in Mass Communication and Media Studies. While teaching is at the heart of what he does, he understands that to provide guidance and knows when to release the reins so that students can experience a sense of independence. In addition to high school classroom instruction, countless numbers of after-school hours are poured into sustaining a high level of production. Mr. Dillard loves establishing a positive and productive rapport with his students. He demonstrates his day by preparing students with coursework, leadership opportunities in the HiDef student organization, and continuous real-world applications of on-the-job training. Please join Director of Athletics Dan Norton in congratulating Mr. Jared Dillard as the recipient of the Extra Yard for Teachers Award. Congratulations. Auburn High School would like to welcome and thank Hyundai of Auburn for being the sponsor of tonight's game. Hyundai of Auburn is the home of the country's best warranty. They will be giving away a pair of Auburn versus Arkansas tickets after kickoff. If you have not entered the drawing, please make your way to the booth behind the press box. The winners will be announced during the first quarter. Thank you and go Tigers. evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Dr. Christian Herring, Superintendent of Auburn City Schools, Dr. Shannon Picado, Principal of Auburn High School, we welcome you again to the Stanford Stadium, home of your Auburn High School. Now, let's stand up and get into the Auburn spirit as we continue the hunt for the Alabama 7A State Championship. And now for your pregame entertainment, we present the Auburn High School Marching Band. We would now like to recognize the senior class of the Auburn High School Marching Band. Marching Band seniors, please join your parents on the field for recognition.
Please join us as we congratulate each member of the Auburn High School Marching Band Class of 2023. Andrew Abercrombie, Jackson Alexander, Samuel Anderson, Will Arnold, Cole Brady, Will Braun, Julia Brugg, Lauren Brinkley, Nathan Brown, Charlotte Brown, Shania Brown, Jacob Bundy, Clark Bush, Armani Chapman, Carson and Carter Clifton, Haley Curry, Maddie Daniel, Janiyah Dowdell, Noah Dunn, Jamia Eves, Ashley Evans, Michaela Gardunia, Blair Gray, Bella Gully, Connor Hawthorne, Hannah Herring, Nolan Hollenbeck, Cooper Holt, Tristan Howard, Josie Johnson, Abby Lucas, Gavin Mancuso, Hannah Mussalam, Maddox Mullen, Emma Myers, Sam Thane, Lady Odom, Allie Rich, Noah Jane Rush, Will Sanderson, Nicole Seal Esposito, Jonah Smith, Timberly Stevenson, William Tennant, Bianca Williams, and JT Williams. Please join us in congratulating the Auburn High School Marching Band Class of 2023. Please stand and join us as the band performs the Auburn High School Alma Mater, conducted by AHS Director of Bands, Miss Deanna Marshall.
It was never like this. Is this in clear enough? Is this in clear enough? Yes.
Please remain standing as we honor our nation with the playing of our national anthem.
Captains for tonight's game for Smith Station, number 15, Jalen Bibb, number 28, Aquarius Robinson, number 61, Clayton McMillan, and number 70, Matthew Hancock. Captains for Auburn High, number 13, Clyde Pittman, number 54, Eric Patrick, number 70, Avery Ferris, and number 75, Braden Joyner. Once again, we'd like to thank tonight's game sponsor, Hyundai of Auburn. Smith Station will receive to start the game. Auburn High will kick in defending the north goal.
Cause we moving in, yeah. This time I came with friends, yeah. With my team we aim to win, yeah. Right now the show begins.
You can go to Crampton Bowl and lay an egg there, but playing at home in senior night and losing the lead 22-16, that was a surprising mark that I saw on their schedule.
Absolutely. I mean, so you've got a team that, you know, they have nothing to lose. It's going to be their last game that they play. They're not going to be playoff bound. They've got, you know, everything rides on, hey, we beat Prattville. Can we come out and beat an Auburn team that's ranked really high, number 4 in the state in Class 7A? Can we create a sour taste in their mouth and give them things to think about going into the playoffs? So started on the right foot, and you said it right when you talked about playing clean. Defensively, you want to come out and try to get a good field position and get this thing rolling the right way.
Need the mic there, Scott. Townsman Goo will set up the ball on the tee, and he will be kicking from right to left towards the Auburn High School marching band here on senior night, and pick out the duck. A great night and a great atmosphere here, and a line drive kick going to be mishit, and it will be picking up and taken out at about the 7-yard line, right up the middle, runs into his own player. He's going to end up stopping that return, and the returner will get tackled down at about the 21-yard line, 1st and 10 Panthers.
I think that's the first time I've seen Towns mishit one like that. He would just line drive, no height to it at all, and Smith Station does a good job of just kind of batting it to the returner. They had a wedge over there, a lane that opened up, and unfortunately for them, fortunate for us, their own player is the one that stopped the momentum, but we finally converged and got him down.
Number 3 in the gun, Quentin Brooks, a running back by trade, is going to take it, and kind of a counter action, very patient, gets across the 25 to about the 26-yard line, and it'll be second down. We'll see what Smith Station wants to do at quarterback. The guy who has been, Jackson Gurr, got hit hard on the last play of the game against Lee and laid down on the turf. So it looks like that it's going to be number 3, Quentin Brooks, is going to be the quarterback there for the Panthers.
Yeah, really undersized offensive line, particularly on this right side here.
Yeah, so they were kind of in a wildcat as now it shifts. Greer is in the back in the backfield, rolls out to his right. Sidearm throw, has his tight end, and it's going to be close to the 30-yard line making the catch. There is number 46, who I do not have on the roster, and it'll be a gain of a couple, third down and about 4.
Yeah, good opportunity here. Third down, money down, be able to see if you can go 3 and out to start this game. It's right where you want to be defensively. Set this offense up with good field position.
So it will be third down and about 3, maybe 4 coming up for this offense for Smith Station. Once again, they'll send a wildcat spread look with the quarterback off to the right and a running back in the gun. And it's just a sweep to the right. He's going to trip up, dive across the 40 or the 30-yard line. Going to be short on the line to gain was Brooks once again, and it will be a fourth down and time to punt.
They're thinking about it, and it looks like they're going to send the punt unit out now. But that was just trying to get the ball to the best athlete, see if he can make a play. They run it to the short side of the field, and he was diving, stretching, trying to get to that first down marker, but came up about 1.5 yards short.
That was Ethan Shufford on the reception. I told Rob this. I found about 4 different rosters. I found one with Shufford at number 6 and one with him at 46. Punting time here as Auburn High School forces a 3-and-out, high spiraling kick, and Auburn High is going to take it at about the 38-yard line. Ian Nation's going to try to spin out of a tackle and then get thrown back to around the 35-yard line, and that's where Auburn High School will take over.
Well, fielding the ball cleanly, that's important. That's something that early in this season, Ian would let that ball hit and roll. I know at Enterprise it rolled a lot, so early on that we gave up a lot of field position. He looks a lot more confident right there. Just didn't have a lot of room to operate.
Clyde Pittman back into the gun, Amarian Warren into the game, as well as Jack Hudden. Your tight ends in are Colin Long and Silas Mason here on senior night. Inside handoff to DV, and no gain on the play. And it'll be second down and 10, and Auburn High School will now make their subs as Davis Harson checks in, and that probably will do it for Clyde Pittman as he is resting his shoulder here tonight.
Yeah, and again, we look at the opportunity to run the ball, that left side into the boundary, set up perfectly for Auburn, but just no gain right there. I mean, Smith Station's able to just create a lot of havoc, and Auburn goes nowhere on first down.
Here comes Blomeyer in motion and wanting a quick throw to Ian Nation. Has that catch to about the 41-yard line, gain of 6 on the play, and that's something that we will watch. Jack, you're on this. Ian Nation needs 9 catches to set the Siegel season record. There's number 1.
Well, I thought that was big from Davis Harson, too, because sometimes he tries to take more than's there, and that time he just simply took what they gave him.
A little handoff to Ian Nation, first down yardage and then some across the 50-yard line, running jet sweep into the boundary, out to about the 41-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 18 and a first down.
Yeah, he cut that up hard. I mean, that was jet sweep into the boundaries, and he never got outside the numbers. I mean, he saw a huge, massive lane and just got straight upfield, and, man, he has got a burst there.
3 receivers to the right. Auburn High School goes hard count. The defensive end does not jump off sides. Interesting note about this formation. It's 3 receivers to the right, a tight end to the left, and now Auburn High School will flip it. Ian Nation will come be the solo receiver to the left. Griffin McLean will go be your tight end attached on the right side. Arson on the inside give to D.V. Williams. Makes one guy miss. Carries a couple of others to about the 35. Actually, they might be the 36-yard line. Gain of about 5 or 6. Second down coming up.
Yeah, that was classic D.V. Like you said, patient, skipping around, finding the hole, and then carrying a couple of guys. I would challenge him if I'm the Auburn coaching staff to hey, finish this season like you began it. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I thought he was running a little bit harder than he has at the end. And I know some of that's injury and being banged up and hit a lot, but he needs to finish this season strong.
Motion by Williams out. Auburn wants to screen underneath. Great hands there by Griffin McLean. First down yardage, puts the foot in the ground. He's going to get across the 20-yard line right at about the 19. Either way, that play moves Auburn High School into the Byron Smokehouse Breakfast Red Zone. Byron Smokehouse, an Auburn tradition for over 30 years.
Yeah, left it a little high. McLean had to go get it. He made a great snag with his hands, but what a block at the end of that play by Jalen Foster. He was leading him, and he got a pancake to end that play.
Empty set. Harsin goes no play, and now Auburn High School will see it and then look out and adjust the play. D.V. Williams was pointing out, and I wonder if that is something that we'll see Auburn go back to, try to see a matchup that they might like out of that empty set. 3 receivers to the right. Harsin has it, fumbles with the snap, and there's a flag on the far side. I'm not sure if it's an offsides or a false start. Either way, it'll be a dead ball penalty. 1st and 5 or 1st and 10 coming. Or 1st and 15 coming. And as offsides encroachment on Smith Station for lining up in the neutral zone.
Just going back to that previous play where they threw the underneath screen to the tight end, the center was able to get out in front, Jalen Foster, and got downfield on one of those little guys, and man, he just left him on his back. It was a great block.
Empty set here once again. Harsin claps the hands as Smith Station shows blitz and now drops out of the pressure look. Auburn High School will check the band and get relined up as DV will jog into the backfield. Auburn High getting set quickly, so leaving plenty of time for these motion sets. McLean now comes off the line of scrimmage. Here comes motion and play action to D.V. Williams rolling left over the middle of the field. Missed his receiver was Harsin looking for McLean climbing over behind the backers. Incomplete, 2nd down and 5 coming.
Yeah, rolling to his left. He tries to just not get his feet totally set, leaves that ball behind McLean, who had a big window right there at about the 2-3 yard line. He was going to score with a good throw. Just left it a little wide. But man, so much pre-snap movement on that play. I mean, it's thankful not to be a Smith Station safety.
Inside handoff to DV. DV carries one guy, and then as he gets spun around, breaks the tackle of another one. Carries somebody across the 10-yard line. Should be close to 1st down yardage, and it is. Should be 1st down yardage. 6:15 left to go in the opening quarter. 1st down and goal, Auburn High School inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, nice job. Strength again from DV. Getting that ball to the 1st down marker. He had to carry some guys to get there. Now you just want to finish this drive.
Tigers set up once again in a formation that has been indicative of motion coming after the snap, but just like that, it's a give to DV. DV bounces out, makes one guy miss, and he's going to scamper into the end zone for 9 yards out. DV Williams scores first here on senior night, and the Tigers lead 6-0.
Yeah, it's a good job by him because he broke out of the wedge right there. No containment from the Smith Station defense. Reminded me a lot of how Central hurt us with their running back. That's almost a page out of their playbook. But because they were in man-to-man coverage on the 3 outside, they got no help from the secondary, and DV's able to walk in.
For the 10th time this year, DV Williams hits pay dirt, and the Tigers lead 6-0. Will Best on to attempt the PAT. Kick is up, and that kick is good. 5:53 left to go here in the opening quarter. Tigers lead 7-0. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network presented by the Orthopedic.
Procedure options and complete rehabilitation for knees, hips, ankles, spine, and more. Don't let aches and sprains or more serious orthopedic issues keep you on the sideline. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule an appointment today.
Auburn High School football on Wings 94.3. Now that's classic.
33, Towns Magoo to kick for Auburn High.
Towns Magoo will kick off here as the Tigers lead 7-0. That touchdown by D.V. Williams, that is career number 17, which ties him with 20th in all-time in Auburn High School football history, tied with Dominique Reese, a quarterback from 2004 and 2005, and Kerry Seen, who played back in the 50s. who all had 17 rushing touchdowns. Magoo will approach, and he'll send that one away. That's a good kick, and that one will be in the end zone. And as we have a second, let's send it to Jack, and Jack will have our scoring drive.
Yeah, Scott, 8 plays, 65 yards go. The Tigers capped off by the D.V. Williams 10-yard run, bounce outside, and gets into the end zone. Helped out by an offsides penalty there. Davis Harson already with 22 yards passing. Ian Nation only 8 catches away from the record, Scott.
Thanks, Jack. As Clyde Pittman is available if needed, but this is going to be the Davis Harson show as Auburn High School trying to rest Clyde a little bit, shoulder a little bit banged up, but he'll be good to go next week for the playoffs.
And Magoo showed you what he can do on that kickoff. He put it out of the back of the end zone right there. I mean, it didn't even touch the white in the back of the end line.
Greer will come into the gun, and it's speed option to the left. There's your pitch. The corner comes up with linebacker help. Auburn High had a couple of guys right to the running back right from the start, but neither one of them able to get him to the ground. Going to be a gain of a couple on that play, second down.
Yeah, it looked like for a second they had us with just outflanked, and we weren't going to get to containment because our outside linebacker had to get out there, Clark Cleveland. But good job by the corner coming up and just helping to solidify the edge of that Auburn defense. That was Pete Davis.
Pete Davis played well. Clark Cleveland going to play in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game at the end of the season. That was announced here today. Braden Joyner also playing. I think Auburn High School is going to have one more guy. I think Avery Ferris is going to play in it as well. On top of having Auburn High will have 3 guys playing the North-South game that's now moved into December as well, as opposed to in the summer. Inside handoff, a nice little cut back by the Smith Station running back across the 25 to about the 26, 27-yard line. It's going to set up a third down and short here with 4:50 left to go in the opening quarter. 7-0 Tigers lead.
Well, so you can see what Smith Station's game plan is, and I think it's a smart one. They're trying to just run the ball, get into a scrum type of set, and push forward, get third manageable, keep the clock running, limit Auburn's offense from getting onto the field, and see if you can pick up first down.
Brooks in the gun with Greer as the quarterback. 3-by-1 set. Smith Station goes no play, and something that they ran a lot against Jeff Davis out of this 3-by-1 set was speed option. We've already seen it once, looking for the hitch, and it's picked off, but Coleman Granberry stumbles over his feet. It would have been another house call, but this one is going to be intercepted and down at the 21-yard line. The Tigers will take over 1st and 10.
That's a great read and play by Granberry, stepping right in front of that because the receiver was open on the guy that was covering him. He was thinking about what dance he was going to do right there. That was too wide open, and the grass turf monster jumped up and got him.
Auburn High School with another pick, as that is now 11 on the season.
That's an athletic catch, too. I mean, that quarterback was rifling that ball in there.
2-by-2 set here for the Tigers. Here comes motion. Harson has it. He's going to hand it off to the receiver in motion, and that was Logan Blomeyer. Auburn High School will move into the Byron Smokehouse Breakfast Red Zone. Byron Smokehouse, an Auburn tradition for over 30 years. Gain of 5 on the play, second 5.
Yeah, it's amazing how often Auburn runs wide into the boundary. It's just again, wide receiver, jet motion into the boundary.
As Auburn High School goes no play, and they should end up with a first down out of it. Auburn High School now has an interception in 6 straight games after having 1 pick through 4 games.
And a lot by those Auburn linebackers.
Yeah,
really active, getting in those throwing lanes, and you got to be a good athlete to catch a ball rifle. You're running towards the ball right there. That's a good catch.
1st and 10 1st and goal right at the 10-yard line. Harson in the gun has it, drops back out of an empty set, looking for a dragger, has Logan Blomeyer, but too hot to handle. Hit him right in the hands though, incomplete. 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, not on Harson there. I mean, he placed that in the perfect spot, but not a lot to work with. Had Blomeyer caught that pass, he would have gone minimal to no gain.
One of those where, as a receiver, normally the ball is below the waist. You flip the hands. If it's above, you have your hands up. That time he tries to kind of cradle it, just not able to hang on to it. Was Blomeyer. 2nd down and goal. Williams in the gun. Here comes Ian Nation. Inside handoff to D.V. Williams. He's going to bounce outside. He's going to run into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the night. And with 3:31 left to go, the Tigers lead 13-0.
Yeah, gotta love to see that. You see that big lane right over the center. DV sees it, cuts right through it. He goes untouched. that's the kind of thing that I know this Auburn offensive coaching staff wants to see. Auburn be able to control the line of scrimmage and get D.V. Williams some confidence heading into postseason play.
As Will Best, no, that's Towns Magoo in to attempt the PAT. Kick is on his way, kick is up, and that kick is good. 13:31 left to go here in the first quarter. Tigers lead 14-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Duck Sanford Stadium. Auburn leads Smith Station 14-0. As Auburn has been very efficient on offense. Defense, they have forced a 3-and-out and got a pick on third down. And have gotten off to the start that you would want here in this situation, up 14-0. Tigers also very efficient in the red zone this year, as Magoo will kick that one, and it will land in the back of the end zone, and Smith Station will take over at the 20 before we get to my thought. Jack, what was that scoring drive?
Yeah, a very quick drive there by the Tigers. 3 plays, 21 yards after the big interception by Coleman Granberry, capped off by a D.V. Williams 10-yard run from, 10 yards out. Back to you, Scott.
Thanks, Jack. 34 trips to the red zone for the Tigers offense this year. 28 scores, 26 of those have been touchdowns. So getting the red zone is one thing, catching it in for touchdowns is another, and that's what Auburn has been able to do here a lot this year. 2-by-2 set for Smith Station on this first down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. That's a little counter action, nice design play into the open field. Across the 35-yard line goes Brooks, as that was kind of a same-side GT. Don't see that play a whole lot. If you're able to block it, it should pop, and that's what happened there. Gain of 18, first down.
Yeah, that's a tough play for those linebackers because guard and tackle pull from one side. The running back takes the ball headed in the opposite direction from where the guard and tackle pulled from, and then he just gets right behind them and follows them right down through that hole.
You'll see that blocking scheme kind of a lot in college football. You'll pull GT, you'll read in, and the quarterback is going with the GT, and it's kind of a sweep action. You don't see the running back put his foot in and then just fly up behind the two pullers. Greer in the gun, and very similar play that time. Cade Rayburn blows it up. It's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. Second down and 12 or 13 coming up.
Yeah, they tried the exact same play to the opposite side. See if the opposite side of the Auburn defense was prepared for it. You're right. Rayburn got in there disruptive and makes tackle for the loss.
Jordan Reese and Deuce White check out. Will Walker into the game, as is Adam Al-Rihami in at the interior defensive lineman. As a balloon gets loose. 2-by-2 set once again for the Panthers here on second down and 12. 2:13 left to go here in the first quarter. Tigers lead 14-0. There's some motion. Greer drops back, looks for the slant, or looks for the swing. Not there, but found the stick right behind the linebacker. Gain of about 5 or 6 on the play, as that'll set up a third down and manageable third down at about 6.
Yeah, he hooked up right in front of Graham Young. Graham does a good job right there of making a quick decision as far as being heady. He grabs and lassos the kid, and then he picks him up off the ground like he's going to slam him, and then he didn't at the last second. It could have easily been a unsportsmanlike conduct call if he finishes that play there.
Greer, the senior quarterback, gets the sign. He'll have motion coming across the formation, and he'll roll to the right. And he has a guy, and it's going to be eaten up and sacked The ball came out, but the white hat will rule that the runner was down, and it is not a fumble. A sack on 3rd and 6, and it's punting time for the Panthers.
Yeah, that play was made by Mark Tolan as he tries to roll out to Mark's side, and Mark's able to take on that blocker, push him back into the quarterback's face, and then get his hands up into the throwing lane and take him down. And so he was the edge defender. He was the guy that got the pressure, and he was the one that knocked that thing loose. Great job by Tolan.
Yeah, the pressure made the play because Greer had a flat receiver open if he would have been able to get rid of it. Said it's a big sack, 4th and 21. Tigers bring some pressure. Tolan was there. Ian Nation waves the hand, and he'll catch it right at about the 45, 44-yard line with 34.1 left to go here in the first quarter. Tigers will take over.
Yeah, another good job of that Auburn defense. Smith Station shows them a couple of wrinkles right there that we haven't seen with that counteraction that you talked about, Scott. And I think Auburn defensively burned them one time, and they hit it for a loss the second time. And just getting off the field when you get the opportunity. Smith Station's trying to shorten the game by running it, getting in 3rd and short. This Auburn defense is doing a good job of capitalizing on 3rd down.
Arson in the gun. Tigers in a condensed set. And it's a handoff, looking to get it to Flakes. Flakes tries to get outside. He's going to get to the 50-yard line. Will be run out of bounds with 27.5 left to go there. Just an absolute wall set up by that left side. Going to be a gain of about 6 on the play. Silas Mason into the game at tight end, and it will be a 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, it was a repetitive sweep into the boundary to the left side, and that's just been Auburn's bread and butter all year. And nice first play pickup.
Here comes motion as Tigers will shift the formation. A 2-by-2 look as dropping back is Harson. Play action. He wants the deep ball, looking for a Hudson. Touchdown, Jack Hudson from 20 or 50 yards out on 2nd down and 4, makes it 20-0 with 17.6 left to go.
Yeah, great pass right there. Stepped up in the pocket nice and was in rhythm by Davis Harson, and he just delivered a beautiful ball to Jack Hudson. Hope they're listening down in Jay, Florida, because I know they do sometimes. So Jack has a fantastic touchdown catch here on senior night.
Able to get on top of the corner and then beat him inside for the post route. No safety help. And a perfectly thrown ball and right in stride, and Hudson runs away from the defense for the touchdown. As on to attempt the PAT is Will Best. The kick is up, and that kick is good. 17.6 left to go here in the first quarter. All Auburn all the time, 21-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Thoughts of suicide may feel impossible to overcome, but with help and support, you can find hope and meaning. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And even if it feels like it, you're not alone.
Towns Magoo onto a kick off. Tigers lead this one 21-0 here in the early stage or the late stages of the first quarter. As Magoo will approach, he'll kick it away, and that one will be in the end zone. As Smith Station sets up to take over at the 20 once again, let's send it to Jack. Jack.
3rd scoring drive of the night for the Tigers. 56 yards in the big play, of course. The 50-yard toss from Davis Harson to best name on the team, Scott, Jack Hudson. Back to you.
As he caught that one in stride and ran for the end zone. I think what the coaches did to fix the kick cover unit was they grabbed Towns and said, kick the son of a gun out of the end zone.
I know. You said out of the end zone. He almost kicked that one in the band right there. He's loose tonight.
He mishit the first one, and the 3 since then have not even been close. But with that said, the one return only got out to the 21-yard line, even though there was a wedge there. The field position was not gained, as once again Smith Station will shift and put their quarterback out from wide to the short side, and they will pitch it to the running back. Tigers had 3 or 4 guys out there, and flowing to the play was, I believe that one was Coleman Granberry from the middle linebacker spot, loss of about 4 on the play.
Yeah, and they do a great job because those guys took on both the quarterback and the pitch guy. I mean, he ran through the quarterback to the pitch guy as the outside leverage person. So that's just an extremely athletic play.
Yeah, that's a play where you line up and you don't see anybody out there. You think you might have some numbers, and then Auburn ends up with 3 guys over there. That's the end of the first quarter, and it's exactly the quarter that Auburn High School wanted, up 21-0. We'll be back in 1 minute with the second quarter. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom, how meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it. You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be. I know. I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
Def Leppard and the Tigers play here. Wings 94.3.
Start of the second quarter here. Tigers lead 21-0 over Smith Station. It's Auburn High School. Played a pretty darn perfect first quarter. Greer has it in the gun, drops back, wants a screen, and almost ends up being a pick as Auburn High had that one snuffed out, and Greer just had to throw it as hard as he could right at the defensive lineman. Incomplete, 3rd down and long coming up.
Yeah, good idea by Smith Station, but the quarterback just didn't sell it well enough. He gave up far too much ground too quickly, and so the Auburn defensive front's able to recognize it. He tried to throw it in the dirt, but he actually hit one of his offensive linemen with it. But good job of recognition. And, you know, I think we were up 21-0 last week too.
Yeah.
So we played a first quarter that had, you know, strikingly similar last week. That you know, this team wants to try to capitalize on that in the second quarter, maintain it.
Rolling to the right is Greer, and he wants to come back. Great coverage there by Jaden Walker. He was all over the receiver, and I don't mean that as far as a penalty. He was in the hip pocket on the comeback and jumped it and broke it up on 3rd down.
Yeah, it looked like he had outside leverage because he had a better opportunity to make that catch. I think he even got hands on the ball right there instead of the receiver. So he has played really big. He has come in because of some injuries and has played his way into a starting spot and is playing really well.
It'll be punting time here for Smith Station as they are now 0 for 4 on 3rd downs. Line drive kick. Ian Nation runs up, and the high kick and the high bounce is he wanted to return that one so bad and decided to finally just let that one roll and get away from it. And Auburn will take over at about the 47-yard line.
Auburn sends 2 guys back to try to prevent just kicking away, letting the ball bounce and roll. They have Lohmeyer as well as Nation back. And that time just too short to get up in the field. He did a good job of not trying to do too much there.
So Auburn takes over at their own 48-yard line. They'll send Nation off to the left, split out by himself. Silas Mason will move over to that left side now. Here comes Blomeyer in motion, and it's going to be a little pop pass. Flakes gets out there to help block. Blomeyer puts his foot in the ground, gets vertical, gets across the 45-yard line into Smith Station territory to about the 46, gain of about 8 on the play.
Yeah, Auburn shows strength of the formation into the boundary. They make Smith Station make their call. They move their tight end. They motion away, and then they run that way. So, I mean, it's just trying to outman people, and they do a good job of doing it.
Little pop pass counts as a completion for Davis Harson and a catch for Logan Blomeyer. Second down and 2 coming from the 44-yard line. Harson claps the hands and will drop back. Looks to Nation. Now wants the go ball to Josephson. Underthrown. Josephson comes back and makes a heck of a catch right at about the 19-yard line. As with that play, Auburn High School moves into the Byron Smokehouse Breakfast Red Zone. Byron Smokehouse, an Auburn tradition for over 30 years.
Yeah, they've been trying to get Josephson in several games. That time he does a really good job of working his way back through the defender to an underthrown ball. He's the only one that sees it, and he made a nice athletic, strong play to make that catch.
Gain of 25 on the play. The Tigers will send 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Both of the ones to the right are a tight end and a running back. Harson in the gun. Here comes motion with Ian Nation, and it will be a give to Nation. Nation puts his foot in the ground. He's going to hit hard across the 15-yard line to about the 14-yard line. Gain of about 5 on the carry by Nation. And at this point in time, he's got more carries than he does catches. Second down and about 4.
But, man, great execution because he comes in motion on a dead sprint. Harson has to time that snap perfectly to let him be the zone read guy there. And, they just executed it well. Great timing.
Flakes in the gun next to Harson. Harson will send Flakes in motion as Harson drops back, and he's looking underneath, looking for the tight end screen. That's the second time they've run that one today. But the linebacker got a paw on it, knocks it away, incomplete, third down and 5.
Yeah, just good recognition by Smith Station, making a play, knocking that ball away, and Auburn trying to use motion to get people running towards the sideline and then try to duck up underneath it. But Smith Station did a good job of knocking that ball down.
2-by-2 set here for Davis Harson. Again, Flakes lined up to his left, which is the wide side of the field. Harson claps the hands, will drop back. Smith Station brings pressure and finds Silas Mason. Going to be close to first down yardage. Might be right at it. By the mark, it's going to be a gain of 6 on third down and 5. First down yardage and first and goal from the 9.
Good route, good delivery. Mason makes the nice catch there with the hands. Harson puts it away from the defender. Just in a really catchable ball on third down to a guy that Auburn doesn't throw the ball to a ton.
Bunch set to the short side of the field, and now they will flip over, and there will be a bunch set, a quad set actually, to the wide side, which is the right side of the field. Harson claps the hands, and he'll run zone. No, he'll throw it to Josephson. Josephson trying to get outside. He does get outside. Does he get in the end zone? Yes, he does. From 9 yards out, Harson to Josephson, and the Tigers lead 27-0 with 9:20 left to go here in the second quarter.
Just a little thing I noticed on that Harson did pre-snap. Josephson was moving. He overran his position right there, trying to get realigned, so he had to wait for him to get set before he snapped the ball, and then the play was to it. So heads-up play by Harson, nice pass, good catch after the run there by Josephson to beat him to the pylon and get a touchdown. He scored last week, too.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Kick is on the way by Magoo, as that is up, and that is good. 9:20 left to go. Tigers lead 28-0. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. For many people, HPV hides inside them and they never develop symptoms. But for others, HPV links directly to cancer. My cancer almost ended my career. It almost ended me. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. The HPV vaccine is recommended for 11 to 12.
I can promise you everybody in the press box is trying to find a Prattville Central score, and nobody has reported one that we can find. If you know the Prattville Central score, tweet it at me, at Scott Bagwell, and we'll get it on the air. 9:20 left to go here. Tigers up by 4 touchdowns as there's another kickoff, and there's another one hits to the edge of the white paint outside of the end zone. Before we get this first down play, let's send it to Jack for the drive summary. Jack.
All right, Scott. Marcellus Josephson gets a couple catches on that drive, takes it in from 9 yards out on the touchdown run. That was 6 plays, 52 yards. The Tigers go the big one. The Josephson catch for 25 yards to get him down in the red zone, Scott.
Thanks, Jack, as the Tigers lead this one 28-0. And as we get ready for the playoffs, there's another team that's still in the playoffs. The volleyball team just ended their season as they went to the Elite Eight once again. Auburn High School flag football team will play at Central on Thursday night, as that team is 13-1. They've already beat Central twice. Here comes the reverse. Graham Young sniffs it out, and he forces the issue and gets some help from his friends. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
That's an incredible play right there from Graham Young, because the outside linebacker that time was fooled. They had reach blocked us, had the edge, had the perimeter. Graham Young never once was tricked. He came down in fast run support. Not only does he make the play, he took away the outside. He made the guy cut back in, stopped him dead in his tracks, and no gain on a reverse. The Graham comes down from 12 yards deep to make the play off.
2nd down and 10 coming for Smith Station. Graham coming back after dealing with a little bit of a thigh injury, as well as coming back from a concussion as he missed the Central game. Inside handoff there and nothing doing right in the middle of that defensive line. No push and a gain of about half a yard, 3rd down and 9 coming.
Yeah, the first guy I saw in right there was Marquise Washington that had a good push. Maintains just his gap integrity. Still had outside leverage, but got in on that play. Made a really sensational play there.
I talked to D-line coach Brandon Hall, and he mentioned Marquise is one of the guys that was going to be able to get in and rotate in today, as Marquise has been a guy that has waited his time. He's a junior in the rotation and got his opportunity here. He made a nice play there on 2nd down, forcing a 3rd and long. Tigers showing pressure. Here it comes. Clark Cleveland gets there a little bit late, and almost a heck of a catch off to the flat there. Incomplete, looking for the tight end, and it is punting time, as the Panthers are now 0 for 5 on 3rd down.
Yeah, Andrew King had checked in and played safety that entire drive. He tries to undercut that, almost beat the ball to the receiver, and took that one back for a touchdown. Just squeaked by him, but he made a nice read on that ball.
4th and 10 now. Once again, punting time for the Panthers with 7:47 left to go here in the 2nd quarter. That one gets off, low line drive kick. Logan Blomeyer will wave for a fair catch and take it. And Auburn High School will have it in Smith Station territory right at the 48-yard line as Auburn High School tries to make it 5 for 5.
Yeah, good job by those two guys, Blomeyer and Ian Nation, communicating. That ball was kicked kind of in between them. Kind of looked at each other, and then Blomeyer got loud, gave the fair catch signal, and made a clean catch.
Tigers will send 2 receivers to the left, a tight end in an up back spot, and another tight end as well right next to him. Griffin McLean back in the game, as is D.V. Williams, as it'll be an inside handoff right up the middle. D.V. Williams bounces to the outside. He's going to carry a linebacker for a couple of yards, and it's going to be a gain of about 9 on the play. 2nd down and 1 coming up.
Well, again, that was a great play there by Eric Patrick. He kicked out the defensive end, and then he went on to an outside linebacker and just pancaked him. So he got a 2-for right there. 2 guys that he was able to control and spring D.V. Williams.
Nation and Hudson move to the right side, the wide side of the formation. Williams lines up next to Harson on his left along with McLean. Dropping back is Harson. Looks for the out route, has Nation complete. Makes a move at the 25, will get knocked out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. Gain of 17 on the play, and that'll bring up a 1st down and 10.
And, other than the long pass that Harson had to Jack Hudson early in this game, that was probably his best throw. A very tight window. The defender was in a good area. He had to throw it over the defender into the boundary, and they just placed it perfectly for Nation.
Auburn, same formation. They'll just flip it. Twins to the wide side and up back in McLean. And here McLean goes in motion, hands it off to DV. DV puts his foot in the ground. He's going to move inside the Byron Byron Smokehouse Breakfast Red Zone. Byron Smokehouse, an Auburn tradition for over 30 years. Gain of 12 on the play, first down, and once again, Tigers, I think they found the 10-yard line every single time they've gotten inside the red zone, first and goal from the 10.
He's running really hard tonight. I mean, he's got big holes to run through, but he's also making guys miss. He's running through arm tackles. He is dragging guys, and he looks like he is a healthier version of himself.
Through the first 5 games or so of the year, through the first 6 games of the year, DV had 600 yards, averaging right at 100 yards per game. Sits in under 200 in the next 3. Auburn needs him to be healthy with this run game. Play action, Harsin rolling to the right, has a guy open in the back of the end zone, looks for number 2 coming across and finds Tyler McKinnell in the end zone, lays out and makes the beautiful catch from 10 yards out. The Tigers lead 34-0.
I'll tell you who's going to give him a high five for that, and that's going to be Coach HiDef, because he could have hit Jack Hudson over on the corner route for a second touchdown, but instead he sees McKinnell and says, you know what, I'm going to get another guy a touchdown here, and I'm going to check one off the box for Coach and not have to worry about the rest of the night. So good job, Davis Harsin.
I think Auburn they've had 5 touchdowns and 4 different players have had it. DV has 2 rushing touchdowns and now 3 passing touchdowns to 3 different receivers. Best on to attempt the PAT. That one up, and that one is good. 6:17 left to go here. Tigers lead 35-0. It's all Auburn all the time. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Here's to the straggly ones, the lopsided ones, the first ones, the I miss my beard ones. But hey, I look good with this ones. But no way he's grown that in a week ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The, that one. The itchy ones. The never forgotten ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad.
6:17 left to go here in the second quarter. I do have a score update for you for Auburn, or for Central and Prattville. We'll get it after this. We'll get the drive summary and the score update. Thank you, Tim Meeks, for that info, as this one's finally going to be mishit. We'll take it to the 2-yard line. Going up the right side is the Smith Station returner. Is going to be hit across the 20-yard line and down at about the 21. Once again, Auburn covers that one well, better than the first one. Jack, what you got on the drive and those scores?
Yeah, so Scott, for the drive to start out, Auburn goes 48 yards in 4 plays. The big pass to Tyler McKinnell gets Auburn in the end zone, 35-0. But the bigger news probably for Auburn right now, no score between Central and Prattville. About 5 minutes left before halftime in that one.
There you go.
Do it, Prattville.
Yeah, amen. So, I told you at the beginning of the year, Smith Station and Prattville started this wacky ride that was that has been Region 2. Maybe it ends once more with a Prattville win on the road at Central. Greer has it, and he just makes a business decision and covers up at about the 9-yard line. Deuce White gets up to celebrate. Loss of about 10 on the play.
That was great. That was a great celebration by Deuce White. Those guys, they work hard to get opportunities to get a sack, and man, he was about to just unleash, and the quarterback just kind of went down for him, but he was still excited.
I'll say this, for Jackson Greer, the Smith Station quarterback, I make the same decision.
Oh, no doubt.
There were 3 players coming right for him, had him locked dead on, and I make that same decision. I get down as well. Tigers bring blitz, and it's a handoff right up the inside. The backers do a good job of playing the run on the way to the quarterback, no gain, 3rd down.
Yeah, they're having a hard time running the ball, but this is the most undersized Smith Station offensive line I can recall seeing. Sometimes I've seen these guys show up, and they've got some massive individuals up there on the line of scrimmage, and tonight it's just not the same. And this Auburn defensive front's able to kind of tee off on that.
Another 3rd down. I think Smith Station has 1 first down they got on that little counter play. Nothing since then. They're 0 for 5 on 3rd down, looking for their 6th, or here on the 6th one. Go for the screen, incomplete. Had the running back open. I'm not sure that he would have been able to do anything with it. Incomplete, and it is 4th down as Auburn had guys flowing to the ball.
Yeah, Jackson Graham was right out there if that catch had been made to make the tackle. And you talk about that play that they bust in the first quarter. with the counter action, I think that's a play that this team needs to look at, maybe inserting, because that was well designed, and we've got the athletes up front to be able to execute that.
Line drive kick. It's going to hit and roll out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. So a short field once again for Auburn High School as they will take over at the Smith Station 41-yard line.
Yeah, still the first team offensive line coming out. We saw a little spattering of some.
I think you'll see the first line through the first half,
Yeah,
and then you're starting to see some subs.
Defensively, they've been able to rotate more in, but you know they do that anyways.
Two-by-two set here. No, 3-by-1 set rather. As Harsin has it, play action, drops back, screen, has Flakes into the open field, looks for a block, and he gets one, makes one guy miss, spins around another one. First down yardage as he will be down at about that should be down about the 24-yard line. That's where they will mark it. Gain of about 17 on the play. First down and 10.
Yeah, the emergence of Flakes is such a big spark for this Auburn offense. He's going to add a tremendous amount of value in the playoffs.
Inside give to Flakes. Flakes bounces into the open and is going to be spun down across the first down yardage into about the 9. Gain of 15 on the play as Auburn High School moves into the Byron Smokehouse Breakfast Red Zone. Byron Smokehouse with Auburn tradition for over 30 years. And this is about the most tempo that I've seen Auburn High School have all year long as well.
Yeah, it was a gain of 15. He wasn't touched until 14 yards downfield. So great job, Auburn offensive front.
Tigers in the red zone once again. Harsin has it and wants a screen, has it open to Eric Patrick, and he's going to be tackled, and he'll fumble the ball. Auburn High School had another lineman who was ready to pick it up and go with it. That is a lateral pass backwards to Eric Patrick. Loss of about 1 or 2 on the play. That's how you know things are going well as Auburn High School throws the old guard throw.
Heads up play by Smith Station. I mean, you don't particularly think that the guard's going to go out for a pass, but he did. And Avery Ferris was right there to lead the way, and yet they still are able to get that covered up and prevent a touchdown from one of the offensive linemen.
Eric Patrick was not happy. Ian Nation lines up on the right side of the field. He'll come in motion to a 3-receiver set. Harsin has it, rolls to the left. He's got him wide open, throws to the back of the end zone, has that receiver open as well. And he'll hang on for the touchdown from 10 yards out. Harsin throws another one, and this one to Logan Blomeyer. He's sharing the wealth with everybody. 41-0 Tigers lead.
Yep, he sure is. Like you said, he had Ian Nation for the touchdown in the flat. If he wanted it, he was wide open. He went for the deeper route, made a great throw. He was covered, but was breaking open, running away from the defender. And I think, again, Davis Harsin says, we all need one. He sees somebody that hasn't scored, puts one right on the numbers for a touchdown for Blomeyer.
Of all the stats that I have, the one that I don't have for me is touchdown passes in a game, and I know Davis Harsin is at 4. The PAT is up, and that kick is good as Magoo was the kicker there. 3:14 left to go here in the second quarter. Tigers lead 42-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Franklin Tire and Auto is your one-stop automotive shop. For quality, dependable tires, Franklin features Bridgestone, Firestone, and Yokohama. For complete
My name is Carly, I'm 15 years old and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I step out on stage, I think I'm communicating with people. I would like to tell them that I want to make a change in life. Like, yeah, you can have 2 heart transplants, but it doesn't stop you from doing the things that you love.
There's a bunch going on here. No, Auburn and Alabama baseball finish up their fall ball season going on. Obviously, the football game tomorrow, but right now it's all Auburn all the time here as the Tigers have touched it 6 times, and they have scored 6 times. And that one will be in the back of the end zone for another touchback. And Jack, what was that scoring drive?
Goes into the end zone for a
Yes, Scott,
touchback.
so
First
very
and 10,
quickly,
Smith Station
in another
from
score
the
update, actually. 4 plays, Auburn goes 42 yards. Logan Blomeyer now the recipient of a touchdown catch. Central has scored to take the lead over Prattville 6-0 with 2.5 left in the second quarter. Extra point, no good, so a 6-0 game in Phoenix City, Scott.
On lines. Hey, maybe their second half team. We saw them against Opelika. They made the 14-point comeback against Auburn. They were down 27-0 and made that just.
They were unbelievable in the fourth quarter last week.
That was a very, very good team in the second half. That same counter play right up the middle. This time, Auburn High School and the defensive linemen get there. That's one thing that the middle of the line does have to hold up if you're going to run that counter. Awesome too on the board.
Steve Evans that time that gets in, makes that play. Also being chased by number 10, Wyatt Trexler, that gets in on the tackle. Both of those guys identified what was happening. They were able to get there from the backside. They just replaced the tackle and guard that pulled and just beat them to the punch.
This is the most possessions I've seen in a half, as this is the 7th possession of the half, and I only have 12 on my chart, so I'm going to need this game to slow down a little bit here. 2.5 left to go. Rolling to the right is Greer. Greer sets his feet, wants to throw back, has his guy open at the 50, 45-40. Jaden Walker's able to make the tackle as that is out to the 35-yard line, as that is a gain of 48 on the ball.
Nice pass by their quarterback. We had he rolls to the right, and they run a simple post pattern. He just gets beyond our corner out there, Jaden Walker. This is kind of get lulled to sleep a little bit when they run it, and just haven't had a lot of success. But that time they beat us over the top.
Nice throw and nice focus there, because he's running a post with the roll going to the right. He's got to look out over his shoulder to make that catch. A nice job there. Greer has it, steps up in the pocket, looks to elude. Now he's going to be right at the line of scrimmage. His pass is tipped and almost intercepted by Ty Hudson. Incomplete, second down and 10.
Wyatt Trexler is able to get his big paw on that ball, knock it up, and Hudson was right there. You're right. Ty couldn't just reverse course. Had all that momentum carried him in the opposite direction, but a nice play to knock the ball down.
42-0. Auburn High School leads here with 1:38 and counting. Have we already hit the rolling clock? That was an incomplete pass, and the clock is a-rolling. And I think we just realized what was going on here, as there was a timeout that was whistled in. I think Smith Station's going to call the timeout, but there was about a minute that rolled off after that incomplete pass. No, there was no timeout. That was an official timeout. There was no timeout given, as basically it came down to the fact that an official realized that the clock was running.
I think they put more time up on the clock. I think we were down in the 1:30. So
and now it's at 1:52. As Auburn High School has rotated in some of the backups on defense. As I was told that as soon as Auburn High thought that they could, they would. As checking into the game, back in the backfield, I see that Sean Longhorn as well as D. Todd back in the game, as well as some the backup linebackers that have made plays throughout this drive. Tigers showing outside pressure. Greer has it, drops back, loses the ball. How they're going to call it? It is a fumble, loose ball. We'll see who comes up with it. White and black jerseys all over, and Auburn High comes up with it in the way of Marquise Washington, as the ball just slipped out of Greer's hand with 1:40. Tigers will take over, 1st and 10 at about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, Auburn was bringing a ton of pressure right there. Just as he was going back to let go of that ball, it did slip out before that arm was coming forward. And so many guys, so many black jerseys around the ball, they're able to hop on it. And in that drive, we'll see if Auburn can get down and capitalize and maybe put one more on the board before we get into halftime.
Davis Harson into the game, but there are backup linemen into the game. We'll get those guys in for you. Hugh Bodiford, I see, as well as Clem Womack. Noah Branyan into the game as well. Will Ward is your center. Silas Mason, and Auburn is in a Wildcat set with Harson out to the left. And right up the middle is Flakes. As Flakes is going to run behind his pads, get to about the 7-yard line or so, gain of about 4 or 5.
Starting by 36, James
Kind of
Carl.
leading the way right there, finishing his block right there next to
Claiming
the
5 yards,
ball
second
carrier,
down,
and
5.
just a good job of picking up a lot on first down right here.
Checking in the game as well on the offensive line is Connor Black. I saw Gibson Low Ridge into the game. Davis Harson taking his time in the gun. Auburn High not in any hurry to try to run a play, as Tyler Flakes on that one, I believe, got a little bit out in front of his blocks there, trying to get to the outside. Gain of about 3 on the second 5, 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, that's a big difference between Flakes and D.B. Williams, is the patience. Just let things develop in front of you. Flakes is, man, he is just gone as soon as the ball's in his hands, and I like that. You need that sometimes. DV, though, allows things to open up and then finds the hole.
30 seconds left to go here in the first half. Here comes Mason in motion. Arson, let him get reset, and Auburn High will run right behind 2 pullers. Flakes will have first down yardage and across the 40, as it will be right there, gain of about 8 on the play. We'll see if Auburn will call this one into the half, and see the signs coming from the coaches to hold up, so it will be halftime here, as Auburn High will call it a good half. After 6 touchdowns in 6 drives, Auburn High School will lead 42-0 here as we go to halftime. Stay with us, as we will have a halftime report brought to you by the Orthopedic Clinic. Tigers up a bunch here as they look to finish the regular season 9-1. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
We're live from Auburn Bank signing day. Angela scanning the closing promise. She gets the pen, clicks it once, twice, spin move, and we have a signature. Angela Green is a first-time homeowner. With competitive rates, online applications, and hands-on mortgage lenders, the wins just feel bigger. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, NMLS number 403461.
This is Lee County Revenue Commissioner Oline Price. When we have the opportunity to assist residents of this county, we are pleased to offer options in an effort to make your business with us as convenient as possible. You may visit any of our 3 offices, one in Auburn, one in Opelika, and in Smith Station. We are open to serve you Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Central Time and 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time in Smith Station. Thank you for allowing me to serve you.
Hey guys, my name is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors in Opelika. As your East Alabama firearms headquarters with over 1,000 guns in stock, and with brand names like Browning, Beretta, and Kemper, we are sure to have a gun to meet your needs. As a locally and family-owned store, Reynolds Outdoors would like to personally wish Auburn the best of luck in the playoff. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram or call us at 234-745-7642. Go Tigers!
Teamwork is key to winning on the football field. At University Ace, teamwork is key to our success too. Hi, David Fittner here, owner of University Ace Hardware. We're proud to be your family-owned and operated neighborhood helpful place, serving the community since 2013. Our mission, serve both in-store and in the community. Getting a customer for life is like winning a state championship. University Ace, next to the movie theater in Auburn. University Ace is proud to support the Auburn.
Auburn, negatives, there really haven't been any. They played a basically perfect first half, 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, and they've scored on every drive. And some keys to the second half, what do you think are some defensive keys to the second half for both of these teams?
What I really think is that Smith Station needs to work on their defensive run game and try and like slow down Auburn a little. But Auburn just needs to keep that gap and move forward.
Yeah, and then on the offense, I say that Smith Station really has to be able to keep the ball. The possession time is just through the roof, the possession difference for both teams. And then they also got to switch it up. Yes, I understand trying to get the run game going and pound the ball. But, you know, it hasn't stopped them from turning the ball over, and they haven't been able to keep the ball. They've had 2 total first downs against Auburn, who I'm pretty sure has over 10. And then for Auburn, you know, offense, just keep the foot on the gas. You know, they've scored on every drive. They have, like, the second stringers. They're going to have, like, the third stringers. Mainly, they're going to be putting in all the seniors because, of course, it is senior night. And then my second half prediction is I'm going to say Auburn definitely going to win this game. You know, probably maybe by 50. You know, will they reach that mark? I think they might win. Will they pull off the shutout? That's one of my also keys to the second half as well. And what's your second half prediction? How do you think this will play out?
I think Auburn's going to go in. They're going to stay locked in, keep them locked down, and they're going to maybe get to them 60 points and beat them.
Okay, 60. That's a lot of points. You think they'll get a shutout?
Possibly.
Yeah, well, that's going to do it for AHS Halftime. I hope you all enjoyed, and be sure to not go anywhere because coming up next is the AHS Band and the second half.
My name is Carly. I'm 15 years old and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I step out on stage, I think I'm communicating with people. I would like to tell them that I want to make a change in life. Like, yeah, you can have 2 heart transplants, but that doesn't stop you from doing the things that you love. When I get my driver's license, of course I'm going to say yes to be an organ donor because I've been saved twice. So who says I can't save somebody else? It's just the beginning of a new story.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
Extinction is forever. To save America's most iconic and imperiled species from extinction, we must fight for their future. Fight to save the natural lands that wildlife call home. Fight to limit pollution. Fight for smart development. Fight for their future. And fight for ours. For so goes nature, so goes us.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom. How meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it. You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be. I know. I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. For many people, HPV hides inside them and they never develop symptoms. But for others, HPV links directly to cancer. My cancer almost ended my career. It almost ended me. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. The HPV vaccine is recommended for 11 to 12-year-olds, and a catch-up vaccine may be an option for teens and young adults. Talk to your doctors. You don't want HPV hiding inside your body like HPV has been hiding inside this commercial. Did you see all of them? Go to thinkaboutthelink.org to look again and learn more. Together, we can stop cancer before it starts.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Dr. Kristen Herring, Superintendent of Auburn City Schools, Dr. Shannon Pignato, Principal of Auburn High School, and Director of Bands, Miss Deanna Marshall, we present the award-winning Auburn High School Marching Band. Tonight, the Auburn High School Marching Band invites you back into the woods as we present our 2022 production, Fable. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Cole Brady, Julie Griffin, Ella Stackhouse, and Hannah Herring. Drum majors, is the band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Auburn High School Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Auburn High School Marching Band. Band staff includes Sean Geiger, Joshua Y, and Tim Chenier. Professional instructors are Gregory Stringer and Jordan Guy. Auxiliary instructors are Emma Baders and Michelle Blue. Congratulations to the Auburn High School Marching Band on a very successful competitive season.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
My name is Carly, I'm 15 years old and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I step out on stage, I think I'm communicating with people. I would like to tell them that I want to make a change in life. Like, yeah, you can have 2 heart transplants, but that doesn't stop you from doing the things that you love. When I get my driver's license, of course I'm going to say yes to be an organ donor because I've been saved twice. So who says I can't save somebody else? It's just the beginning of a new story.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. For many people, HPV hides inside them and they never develop symptoms. But for others, HPV links directly to cancer. My cancer almost ended my career. It almost ended me. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. The HPV vaccine is recommended for 11 to 12-year-olds, and a catch-up vaccine may be an option for teens and young adults. Talk to your doctors. You don't want HPV hiding inside your body like HPV has been hiding inside this commercial. Did you see all of them? Go to thinkaboutthelink.org to look again and learn more. Together, we can stop cancer before it starts.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom, how meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it. You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be. I know, I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
GUEcenter.auburn.edu or call the box office at 334-844-TIXS.
Tonight's game audio stream is presented by Mike Rogers for Congress, Alabama's trusted conservative. On November 8th, please vote Mike Rogers for Congress.
Now, let's get back to the action. It's time to kick off the second half of Auburn High football on Wings 94.3. Presented by the Orthopedic Clinic, Russell Building Supply, and Southern Union. Also brought to you by Jeffcoat Trent, Auburn Bank, Kia of Auburn, University Ace Hardware, and Gouge Performing Arts Center.
Auburn High will return, and I wanted to see if Auburn was going to do it, and they are back deep to return, standing at about the 15 to the 10-yard line. Number 29, Omar Mapson, the 9th grader, is back deep to return. Now, the expectation is that Smith Station is going to boot it down the sideline. We'll see what happens as the freshman who I got to coach last year, and we saw him in the spring game against Eufaula. Bright young future for Omar Mapson, the running back in 9th grade.
The legend, man. I've heard about Omar Mapson from my kids, and I know Omar. I've actually got to coach him in baseball. He was probably a 5th grader at the time. So great to see, excited to see what he can do with the ball in his hands.
See if he gets an opportunity to get some run in at running back this week. Ian Nation and Logan Blomeyer back with him. That one is kicked away from Omar and all the returners, and is going to bounce into the end zone. All that hype, and it's a touchback. Auburn will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
He did show some celebration getting over there trying to get to it. So I'm just glad to see that
he is a real thing.
He is, yes. There he is.
He went through spring ball with Auburn High School, so and the plan all along was to call him up at in the playoffs, and here he is after finishing his 9th grade season earlier this week against Charles Henderson. Colin Long checks into the game as Auburn is in a 2 tight end set as the play clock gets down to 10. Here comes Mason in motion, and it's going to be a pop pass to Mason. Puts a foot in the ground. The tight end shows some burst and some agility. First down yardage, gain of 15 on the little pop pass and the catch for Silas Mason.
He did. He's a good athlete. You can already tell he's made some good catches tonight. He sees the hole, has great vision, gets north and south, and man, he was probably 7-8 yards down the field before they ever put a hand on him.
I got the opportunity to coach Silas when he was in 8th grade, and he played receiver, running back, tight end, any and everything that you want to do. He's a catcher on the baseball team, and just an outstanding kid. Tyler McKinnell into the game at tight end as he'll kind of run that split flow zone inside zone there. Gain of a couple on the play for Flake, 2nd down.
One more thing on Silas, I've noticed that on the hand side, he's a guy that's out there front and center. So the coaches are going to put kids on that team when it matters most, that they have a lot of belief in, that's an athlete that can take a lick. And so I know that this coaching staff thinks highly of him.
Marion Warren and get some Low Ridge are into the game. Here comes Mason once again. He's going to get it once again on the pop pass. He puts his foot in the ground, breaks the tackle, bounce off of one guy. Now he's going to carry another guy across the 50 to about the 48-yard line. Gain of 14 on the play as Mason, normally a tight end, he's now running the slot right now for this Tigers offense.
He looks very confident and comfortable executing it. He does a good job at the end of that play. He's not a guy that handles the ball very often. I think I looked at the stats at halftime. He had 2 catches coming into this game. But the way that he just covers that ball up at the end of that run as they try to rip at it and see if they can create a turnover, he covered it well.
2-by-1 set here for the Tigers. As inside zone once again to Flakes as he tries to cut, and he's going to get about 4, maybe 5 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and about 6 as McKinnell split across the action into the game. Hugh Bodiford as well as Clem Womack, Will Ward, Connor Blackhead, Noah Branyan, the 5 linemen into the game.
Yeah, and so it's different for Tyler Flakes because you've got 5 brand new guys up front. The way that those seams are created, how much push you're typically used to. I mean, all those things change now that you've got 5 more guys, so he'll have to adapt to that.
9:48 and counting left to go here in the 2nd quarter. McKinnell goes in motion. Here comes once again Mason, and it's going to be Davis Harson on the keep across the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play, 3rd down and short coming.
And you think about Davis Harson, I mean, you turn the tape on whoever Auburn plays next week, and you see this guy, and you think, man, that's a great player. And then you see he's the part-time quarterback.
Yeah.
That's the luxury you have at Auburn High School. It's just unbelievable.
Tigers are going to run zone read. Harson keeps it at the 30, 25, splits the defense, 10, 5. Touchdown Davis Harson from 39 yards out. The Tigers make it 48-0 with the PAT pending.
Yeah, as we're saying, I mean, there you go. You turn it on and say, man, that kid's really good. And there's another one there that is just as good. Yeah. So that's just nice. It's a treasure to have. That made a great read right there. It goes untouched.
8 possessions for Auburn High School, 7 touchdowns. The other one was the possession right before the end of the half. 9:09 left to go here in the third quarter. Will Best on to attempt the PAT. Kick is up, and that kick is good. 49-0 Tigers lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert. A licensed
Auburn High School is the 2. It will be against Fairhope, and their quarterback in the first half this week against Briarwood. 20 of 20 for 132 and 2 touchdowns, along with 70 rushing yards on 11 carries. That is Caden Creel, who I've been told and I've heard about him is a heck of an athlete, and those are some pretty darn impressive numbers in the first half for Fairhope playing in Birmingham tonight. There's a return coming from the 1-yard line, trying to go the far side. Auburn High School's kick and cover unit, the best it's been on the night, as that's going to be tackled down at about the 12 or 13-yard line.
Yeah, that was Jackson Graham that I saw that came up and forced the returner to cut that ball back up. He maintained outside leverage and made a good open field tackle inside the 15-yard line. Jackson Graham, nice job by that senior covering that kick.
As Jack has the drive summary. Jack, go ahead.
So the drive summary, very quickly, Scott. 6 plays, 75 yards, a touchdown run by Davis Harson. Really important, though, update on Central and Prattville. Cameron Richardson.
Hold on, Jack. There, that ball is loose as Auburn High School is going to recover it, and they're going to push for an end zone. Are they in? No. Down at the 1-yard line as Auburn High School recovers the fumble, and Nate Payne got it, and Auburn High will take over right at the 1-yard line. Jack, go ahead.
I apologize for that, Scott. I know I'm dancing around here. So in the Central Prattville game, as that fumble happens on our field, Prattville has marched down the field to the Central 17-yard line. They're setting up for a field goal attempt right now to try and cut that to 6-3. Back to you, Scott.
Thanks, Jack. As sorry, I had to turn you down on the field mic, so that just messed up the levels on your mic now. We're getting those adjusted now. Prattville had the ball as they were driving earlier inside the red zone and then came away with no points on that one. As Auburn High School will take over at the 1-yard line. Inside handoff to Flakes. Flakes into the end zone is handing it off at the quarterback position for Auburn High School. Now is Jackson Kilgore as Flakes plunges in from a yard out, 56-0 or 55-0.
Yeah, just one more time, that Auburn defense creating a turnover. And again, the Smith Station quarterback has the ball slip out of his hands, as they had actually created a wrinkle off of that play, Scott, that they were so successful with earlier. When they pulled the guard and tackle, they were going to throw a pass off of it. The ball just completely slips out of his hand. Auburn's Johnny on the spot to pick it up and create a touchdown out of it.
Will Best on to attempt the PAT. That one is up and good. 8:47 left to go here in the second quarter. Tigers have scored 8 touchdowns on 9 times touching the ball and lead 56-0. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom, how meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help. It's worth it.
Third quarter there, 22-18, Enterprise lead. They need that game. They need to win that game to advance to the playoffs, where they would be the 3 seed. Will Best will kick that one off, and it will land 2 yards deep. And Jack, I think I get this one for you. I think it was a play and a yard for Flakes and a touchdown.
You are right on the money with that one, Scott. 1 play, 1 yard for Tyler Flakes after a big 15-yard fumble recovery by that Auburn defense. Scott, I don't know who got that fumble. I'm trying to figure that out. Who got that fumble?
It was Nate Payne, wasn't it?
97. Payne, all right.
97.
Well, there you go. One play, 1 yard for a touchdown by Tyler.
As Auburn High is sending in a bunch of subs, and we will work to get these names onto the air as Auburn High School dressed 135 kids here tonight. On a corner is LaMichael Gunn, number 15 to the near side, and a sweep there, and coming in from the inside linebacker making the play is number 10, Wyatt Trexler, as he's been fantastic on special teams and really looking part there at middle linebacker.
Yeah, you can already tell that as you lead into next season that he's going to be a guy who will step in and fill the role of one of these seniors that will rotate out. He'll be the next Auburn linebacker that's a downhill attacking, just presence in the middle of that Auburn defense. He is primed to break out.
Ty Hudson also into the game at linebacker. The last linebacker on there is Jackson Graham, who has played well tonight. 2-by-2 set for Smith Station as they make a change at quarterback, and it's a handoff to the back as it's going to be big yardage on 2nd and 11, gain of about 8 to set up a 3rd down and about 2 as Caleb King, or Kyle King rather, is in at nose guard along with Caleb Crawford. Also into the game at defensive end is number 96, Bryce McWhorter, a senior. Also Nate Payne. Auburn High School showing outside pressure, inside handoff, no kept, but backside pressure by Wyatt Trexler there. It's going to be a loss of 2 or 3 on the play, and it's going to be punting time for Smith Station.
Smith Station was likely going to be an opportunity to get a first down conversion, which I think they may have 2 tonight. It's not many. And that time, just Wyatt Trexler comes unblocked off the edge, and just with a lot of authority, makes that play behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, Prattville was lining up for a field goal, and evidently they did not hit it. And then on the other end of that one, it was blocked for a touchdown. Yeah, because of course it was. Central leads 13-0. Line drive punt, and Ian Nation will scoop it up, and he will return it to this side, and will break 1 tackle, and he's into the open. Watch out, folks. He's at the 40, he's at the 50, cuts back across the grain, and then runs into one of his own guys, and he's going to have a nice return out to about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, man, made a nice job of reversing field, getting down the Smith Station sideline. He took a big hit from one of the linemen. He ran into a wall at right about the 42-yard line. But good job of just hitting yardage right there, getting that ball. It was bouncing around. It was going to take a big Smith Station roll, and he salvaged something.
Into the game for the Tigers. Pop pass to Amarian Warren. He gets to the outside, and he's going to get hit hard out of bounds as he makes the catch there. Also into the game at quarterback is number 9, Jackson Kilgore. The running back is number 15, Jaden Griffin.
See these Auburn offensive coaches get those receiving yards.
Yeah.
Throw that thing forward a little bit. Typically, you just run the ball in this situation, and essentially that is a running play. But down in the books, it goes as passing yardage.
Jay Alexander into the game at receiver as Auburn is working the clock now. Under 6 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Jackson Kilgore taking his time as he'll call for it, and he wants a little hitch to Jay Alexander. Alexander has a burst. First down yardage across the 30 to the 28-yard line or so. Gain of about 11 on the play.
Yeah, I think that was just a read by Kilgore, number 66, Clint Womack. He just absolutely destroyed the guy that he was blocking down the field. And I think he thought that was going to be a run play. I think that must have been an RPO.
But Jaden Warren into the game, as well as number 67, Chase Nellums into the game at offensive line, as looks like that the injured Smith Station player is up and ready to go. Colin Long still into the game, as also Tigers have rotated heavily and making sure that they get as many people in as they can. And as we get closer to the scoring, I expect Auburn to look for some seniors to try to get them into the end zone. Kilgore taking his time, as I'm sure the offensive lineman is not happy right now because they have to sit in this 3-point stance for about 15 more seconds.
Yeah, Jackson needs to just give those guys more time and let them know.
And Jackson Kilgore tried to keep it, pulled it out of the pocket a little bit too early for Jaden Griffin, and I think Griffin wanted it. And Kilgore tried to pull it out. Ball ends up on the dirt. The Tigers will fumble their first turnover.
Yep, just a poor execution right there at that mesh point. Hard for me to tell whether or not Jackson.
I think
he just wanted to get to the edge on that one and outrun that defender.
I think Jaden thought he was going to have a nice run up the middle, and the defensive end was crashing down. And Jackson probably would have had a nice run if he would have kept it. Either way, it probably would have been a nice play. But as opposed to it, they kind of fight over the ball. Ends up being a ball on the ground, and it will be the first turnover of the night. As for the 10th time tonight, Smith Station takes over. This time from their own 31-yard line. Burr has it once again, makes the guy miss into open field, and he will slide down. Not a baseball player, and it will be a gain of about 15 or 16 on the play.
Yeah, he would have some carpet burn on those knees right there. He's going to be thankful for that. Those tights are long sides. Right before the midfield marker there. Did a good job of getting around the sophomore middle linebacker there, Ty Hudson. Good athletic play by the Smith Station quarterback.
Same defense onto the field for the Tigers as last drive. Delvin Torver into the game at linebacker as well for the Tigers. I'll get the safeties because that looks like those have changed. Torver close in from the backside, but the defensive end got chased down. With that said, the linebackers scraped over really well, as that was Hudson and Trexler once again.
Yeah, it was, and also number 11, Sean Lawhorn, gets in from the corner position and does a good job in run force. That's not an easy thing for a corner because those guys are coming at you. They're bigger. You got linebackers and defensive ends running in your direction. It's going to hit you, carry you, their momentum into you. And he shows just a lot of fortitude to step up and make a nice play.
DJ Witcher into the game as well. Launches a little hitch route. Wow, nice catch there by the receiver who lost his feet. He ended up making the catch right as he then hit face first on the turf. And that will be first down yardage. Nope. Yeah, it is. It's going to be first down.
Yeah, it was a good catch. And a similar play that Colton Granberry had an interception on. He was able to recognize it in front of it in the first half. That time Smith Station gets the execution for a first down.
Jackson Mills checks out. Gain of about 8 on the play.
First pass complete. First and 10. Smith Station, the ball spotted at the
Sorry, Jack. I don't know who called it. I've stopped trying to track Smith Station's players. I don't have a roster that I trust. 2x2 set here for the Panthers, and that'll be a delay of the game. I think it was 48 on the catch. We'll go Courtney Logan, maybe. Again, I found a couple of different rosters looking for Smith Station's numbers on the week. 56-0 is our score. 3.5 left to go here in the third quarter as the clock will run. First down and 15. Coming now for the Panthers after the delay of the game.
Yeah, these are important minutes for a lot of these guys. I mean, they want to get out here and they want to try to preserve a shutout. They want to show that they're capable of playing at a high level when they're called upon, and they're doing just that.
Inside read, and it's kind of the midline, or either that the defensive lineman just came free. Gain of 1 on the play, second down and 14 coming up. The other thing is there's a lot of young guys on here, guys that are going to be on the team next year. They're not guaranteed to have any more minutes as the playoffs start next week. Need to make advantage of it as much as you can. I see Amias Greathouse into the game as well at defensive line.
Also the corner down here, Mike Gunn, good-looking young player right here. Sophomore, built like a tall, rangy defensive back.
Dad played football at Auburn University. Marquise Gunn wants the go route. Gunn, the corner, finds the ball, makes the pick. No, it's going to be a pick, or it's going to be a pass interference. As Gunn was physical at the top of the route, came back, made the play, but 2 flags are going out as Mike got a little bit too antsy on the play.
Yeah, I think it was just because the ball was underthrown. He was in good position, but as the receiver tried to break back to the ball and threw him, he tried to hold it back, and both officials throw the flag. but you can still see the athleticism. He ran stride for stride. It was an outstanding position, but it's the experience or the inexperience just having to defend the play in that position on a Friday night. You can tell he's going to be a good player.
So Mike is also a JV basketball player. The JV basketball season gets started next Thursday, 5:30, as Auburn will host Carver. It'll be JV boys and varsity boys only. Varsity girls had to cancel that game because a lot of the varsity girls team is on the flag football team, who will be at Central on Thursday night.
Wow.
So Auburn High will get basketball started November 3rd against Carver. If you're in the area, come on out. Plenty of tickets on. Look for them through GoFan. Tiger Show blitz. Hudson peels off, and underneath a little bit too high for his receiver. Incomplete there, and it'll be a second down and 10.
Yeah, good job by Ty Hudson of scraping to a contained position, and then they had a guy that was open that he just sailed it on, but
it'll be 1:46 left to go here. Dawson Price checks into the game at defensive line for Auburn High School. Delvin Tarver, your outside backer in a 3-by-1 set. Drops back is Greer. He wanted to run a quarterback draw. Hudson came free and then cleaning it up. There is the sophomore defensive lineman, Kyle King. 3rd down and long coming.
Yeah, you're exactly right. 2 sophomores that create havoc in the backfield. With Hudson coming unblocked and making the quarterback kind of declare where he's going to go. And then, who did you say, 68? That's Kyle King. Yeah, he does a good job of just getting off the block and then forcefully taking the quarterback down.
Michael Foster, a 10th grader, checks in at defensive end on this 3rd down and about 14. They'll be in a 2-point stance. They'll run a roll right and gets pressure. Ball loose. Is this going to be an incomplete pass? It will be an incomplete pass. I think that is the correct call. Greer went to throw it, and the ball just slips out of his hand. That ball's out. I think the ball is out by the time that his arm starts going forward. Nice pressure there by Foster and Ty Hudson, and it's going to be a 4th down and about 14.
Yeah, he's had all kinds of trouble tonight with that. It's the 3rd time that's happened, and the first two were ruled fumbles, and that one was ruled an incomplete pass. But man, he's really struggled with that.
I say that because I was able to look over to our right and find the replay provided by AHS Mass Media, and they had a pretty good shot of it. So the ball was still in the hand when he started to bring the arm forward. 4th down and about 13 as Smith Station wants to make sure that they get exactly what they want, and timeout is called. We'll take it with them. 58 seconds left to go here, and the Tigers lead 56-0. We're in the 3rd quarter. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by
their first call timeout of the 2nd half.
So you want to know what it's like to be a college student at Southern Union? I'll tell you. You get the best of both worlds. Low costs and small class sizes, plus all the perks that come from attending.
Fourth down coming here for Smith Station. Checking in the game at defensive end for the Tigers is number 80, Landon Grubbs. He's a varsity basketball player as well. Smith's in the gun, and Greer rolls out and wants a throwback, and that's a fumble because they were looking for a lineman. Auburn's got to make the tackle and finally does, and who is it? Yep, it's Wyatt Trexler, who has been all over the field as Smith Station goes into the Auburn High School playbook. They tried the tackle throwback, and to be honest with you, if they get it to him, it would have been close. But Auburn High had the throw was a little bit short, and Auburn High able to recover. First down, Tigers.
That was an athletic tackle that they were trying to throw the ball to. He moved really well. Trent Pearson, senior offensive lineman for Smith Station. But yeah, you wonder, had Auburn not tried that throwback, it kind of reminds me of the Opelika game where Opelika tries the old fake punt after Auburn gets away with a fake field goal. That time just not able to execute for Smiths.
11th time Auburn High School has had the ball here tonight. As once again, Tigers are running down the clock. Jackson, you can run the play. The clock's not running. As inside give, as Jaden Griffin's going to bounce outside. He gets the corner. He's at the 50, 45, 40, and he's going to be hit hard and out of bounds. And in fact, the referee goes with him. They're going to wind the clock and stop it, and we'll make sure that the official is okay. 25 yards on the carry.
Good job out here on the perimeter by the receiver, allowing Griffin to get the edge there, and then gets that official, man, he's lucky he didn't blow out a knee there.
Daryl Gibbs, the receiver, on the block.
Good block by him.
I believe that the clock will be set to wind. Auburn will have to run. It's kind of, Auburn's going to have to run one more play. Maybe not. Well, yeah, Auburn is going to run it. Jaden Griffin's going to put his foot in the ground. He's going to break one tackle, almost break a second, and he's going to pick up 5 yards on the last play of the third quarter. We'll go to the fourth, 56-0. Tigers rolling. We'll be back in a minute. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
So, I keep hearing how things are getting back to normal. Really? When am I back to normal? What is normal anyway? I can't even remember. Is this normal? Seriously? No. Was this ever normal? Please. I think this used to be normal. Then I figured out, just stop it. So much has changed. No wonder nothing feels normal. But here I am, still standing. A brand new edition of me. This is no time to go back to anything. It's time to go forward and discover the new person I am now. I'm all in. For some great tips on finding your new normal, visit yourlifeyourvoice.org. You look familiar.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live.
Colin Long into the game at tight end. It'll be an inside handoff to Anthony Wheat. Anthony Wheat will get hit a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage, gain of about 4 on 2nd down and 6. It's going to be a 3rd down and short.
Yeah, no timidity in his game. He slams up in there over left tackle and pushes that pile forward. They run over the side of Clem Womack, who is really impressing me tonight, just with the physicality he plays with, but just the technique. You can tell that he is going to grow into a big body and be a guy that is going to be a force to deal with, but also 73, Aaron Streetman over there.
Yeah. Aaron Streetman into the game at left guard, the senior. Inside handoff to Wheat. Wheat puts his foot in the ground and he runs hard. 1st down yardage, and that play moves Auburn High School into the Byron Smokehouse red zone. Byron Smokehouse, an Auburn tradition for over 30 years. Checking in now at running back after that nice run by Anthony Wheat is number 20, Mikael Emmons.
Lead 73 on this play streak. He gets a pancake and drives his guy about 7 yards deep.
He was happy when he stood up. I remember reading a story when Hugh Nall was the offensive line coach, and when they get a pancake, the offensive line would go back to the huddle saying 1 cake, 2 cake, blue cake, red cake, or something like that. Evidently, there was some linemen who said it about every single game. Inside hands off to Emmons as he's going to be hit and be spun around and throw down. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Number 20.
Tim Duckworth, I think, was the name that I heard that used to say that one a lot.
Those were some good offensive lines.
Back in the early parts of the 2000s, when Auburn High School was, or Auburn University rather, was a powerful run game and offensive line.
One of them who sits right next.
With some big fullbacks,
Brandon Johnson.
Man, he was a low. Heath Evans.
Inside handoff to Ammons trying to get outside, and he loses his feet, and they will say that he was on the ground before the ball came out. 3rd down and 12 coming on, and Omar Maxson will check in. Also checking in is number 14, Charlie Ward at receiver.
3rd down, 12. Charlie Ward.
What?
Yeah, first time that when I was coaching him in 8th grade, I found out his name, and I mentioned the Heisman Trophy winner. He had no clue.
Is this like coach most of the history for this? Like, oh yeah. Like 5 years
And NBA player.
Yeah.
Really, the first time Auburn's had a 3rd and long all night.
It's an inside give to Omar. Omar makes one guy miss, makes the second guy miss, puts his foot in the ground, and for the first time in his varsity career, he will be, is he in the end zone? No! Short of the goal line, down at the 1 yard line, a gain of 20 on 3rd down and 12, 1st and goal from the 1 coming.
Yeah, great run by Omar. He shows vision, he shows speed, he shows strength, and I can see why he is mythical in these parts. That was that's a fantastic run. Great job of that offensive line, and on 3rd and 12, just a simple handoff to your lone tailback, and he's able to get it all the way down to 1.
Kilgore runs over to the sideline to get the play as he will tell everybody what is going on. Omar lines up off to the right. Now Maxson moves to the left as the defensive lineman jumped. Aaron Streetman followed, and a lot of people started moving. That should probably be a false start against Auburn, and we'll move it back to about the 6 yard line. And now Maxson will check out. Anthony Wheat will check in.
From 6.
The junior checks in. As Kilgore is taking his time, making sure the clock is running, and now he'll get started in his cadence. Inside give to Wheat. Wheat presses outside, puts a foot in the ground, and Anthony Wheat, for the first time in his Auburn High School career, pushes into the end zone from 6 yards out, and the Tigers lead 62-0.
Yeah, good run by Anthony, because he does expand that hole right there and makes that linebacker, the outside linebacker for Smith, just over pursue. And as soon as he sees that, he cuts back, gets the crane, and goes in virtually untouched.
Tigers have had 11 possessions, and they have scored 9 touchdowns on the night. Fumble and the end of the half. Kick is up, and that kick is good by Will Best. 8 minutes left to go here in the 4th quarter. Auburn High School leads 63-0. You're listening to the Auburn High School Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic.
Extinction is forever. To save America's most iconic and imperiled species from extinction, we must fight for their future. Fight to save the natural lands that wildlife call home. Fight to limit pollution. Fight for smart development. Fight for their future. And fight for ours. For so goes nature, so goes us.
One of them was the fumble, and then I don't even know if there was another bad play. There was a couple of big plays by Smith, but give them credit for making those. But it's been all Auburn all the time, as that one is sent about 6 yards short of the end zone. Auburn High School have to cover this one. A lot of guys bouncing off of the returner. Finally, Auburn High School gets him out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. As Tigers have a bunch of bunch of subs in there. It looked like Will Best mishit that one, as Auburn High School will tackle the returner at about the 31-yard line.
Are now half price.
This is probably going to be their best starting point.
20-0 Central leads. That score brought to you by Franklin Tire and Auto. Friendly service from Franklin on East University Drive across from CC's Pizza in Auburn. So it will be, looks like it's going to be Auburn against Fairhope right here next week in the first round of the playoffs. Sweep action, no, it's just a zone read and a nice pull by the quarterback, a nice play by an Auburn defensive lineman. He gets up and lets you know about it. That's making the play there is number 61, Carmelo Ford, sophomore.
Number 61.
Davion Pitts, a 6'4", 290-pound sophomore defensive lineman, into the game at interior defensive line. J.D. Dallas. No, that's Ashton Wilson into the game. We're trying to get everybody that is into the game right now. Inside give. Defensive line had him wrapped up, but a nice run by the running back. Nice tackle made by Nathan Kane. Also checking in the game for Auburn at defensive back, Anthony McCall. Davis Smith is into the game as he plays snapper and kick coverage. Been big on special teams this year. Looks like he's in at that nickel outside linebacker spot. Dawson Price into the game at defensive line. Bringing the pressure inside zone once again as making the pull was Greer as Auburn High School overran the running back. It's just that Cam Newton play. Owen Williams into the game at linebacker overran the play. Now Auburn will basically go full subs here.
Jackson Greer did a good job because there was a free runner coming. And the hole just was really big for him to run through, and he did a much better job of sliding right there at the end of that play.
Michael Foster checks into the game at defensive end once again. Inside zone give and keeping pressure that time was Owen Wilson. Nice play by the linebacker.
Number 80, Jaden Strickland at right end.
Yeah, that was a great play right there. That's number 39.
Making the stop for Auburn High, number 39,
Ashton White, correction. That's 39, not 38.
He looked really, really solid doing that. That was a great running sideline to sideline and inside-out tackle. His probably first tackle for loss of his career.
Jace Williams into the game as well at linebacker. In it, defensive back, number 31, Makai Anderson. Greer into the gun against for Smith Station. Wants the running back out to the back into the flat. Gets off beats the block, gets off of the receiver trying to make the block on him, and he'll make the play, third down and long.
He did make an outstanding overfield tackle right there. That is not an easy play to make, but maintain leverage and just didn't commit to any sort of fake that the runner gave him, and gets his head across and brings him down.
Jackson Lovern was in on that last play as he'll check out. Looks like DJ Witcher at number 13, he'll come into the game as Davis Smith rotates back to safety. Greer has it, drops back. Here comes pressure, wanting his receiver was open and hit him in the wrong spot. Right in the hands as he won on the post. There on the coverage was Maddox Jones. Incomplete. Also into the game at safety is number 25, Kamari Russell, a sophomore.
After that play, Maddox Jones, he rotates out, and number 30, Demir Garrett, comes in to play corner along the Smith's boundary there.
Well, if I'm Smith, I go back to it. Just throw a jump ball and see if one of your receivers can go make a play. 4:42 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Greer has it, and he tries to get out of some pressure. Here comes pressure. DJ Witcher there on the sack. Landon Grubbs also added some pressure. It's a turnover on down. First down, Tigers.
Wow, Witcher came on hard off that corner right there. Just a nice physical play on the quarterback to win that threat and give Auburn the football back with 4:23 left in this game. That was an outstanding play by Witcher.
I'm shocked we have not had a running clock. 40, Auburn will take over at Smith Station 46-yard line. As the thing with these backs that Auburn High School has is even though it's just inside zone, they can gash it and go. The snap is high. Jackson Kilgore will have it. He's going to make one guy miss and will finally dive ahead to about the 48-yard line. It's going to be a loss of about 12 or 14 on the play. Snap was just too high.
Yeah, too high. It was Aaron to the left. Actually hit the running back instead of the quarterback and bounced backwards. Jackson does a good job of retrieve it. You'll learn that on a play like that, you just go ahead and stay down and not try to dive forward for an extra yard.
Carter Robinson rotates out. Hugh Bodiford into the game at center. Inside give to Jaden Griffin. He's going to fight to get back to the line of scrimmage. Aiden Platt into the game at offensive line. See if there's anybody else that's in there.
Did you get Jamarian Curry, 65?
I did not. Was just about to call it. Looking through all these names now.
Curry in at left tackle. This drive.
Caden Neighbors into the game. Omar Mapson back into the game. That's a running back. .314 and counting for the Tigers. Inside give to Mapson, who will lower his head and will push across the 50-yard line. And it will be 4th down now for the first time tonight. Auburn High School fails to convert a third down.
By 33,
4 for 5. And Auburn High School will have to punt.
4 yards.
Just leave Omar back there. He can punt too.
Can he really?
Yes, he was our punter in 8th grade.
Into punt for Auburn High, 24, Tyler McKenna.
As Tyler McKenna will step in to punt. Mapson will go in to be the personal protector. 2.5 left to go.
Good job getting that off. That play clock is down to 1.
High spiraling kick. And McKenna puts one inside the 10-yard line, and that's where Smith Station will take over. So after, on the 12th drive by Auburn High School, Auburn High finally punts.
Well, hey, it was a good rep. I mean, they had to get guys in, and a lot of guys that didn't think they were probably going to play again had to get their stuff strapped back on, get out there and get a punt off before the play clock expired. And might have been the best punt McKenna's had all season.
Nice high punt, and if Auburn High got down there, if the returner would have let it bounce, probably Auburn would have been able to down it deep in territory. Auburn High School trying to make sure they got everybody onto the field that they're supposed to. Jason Hall in at defensive back, and speed option to the outside. Nice flow there by the defensive line. Davis Smith there is going to finish it up. In college, this will be a penalty on Auburn High School. Auburn High has 2 number 4s out there. I think if you dress at 133, you get away with it in high school. Checking into the game, number 47, Parker Adamson at linebacker. Jackson Laverne also into the game, outside linebacker. Everybody else, I believe we had gotten their name on. Jason Hall will rotate out. Greer will have it. He'll just run it up the middle. Nice play there in the middle by King.
He's done that twice. Quarterback's tried to run by him, and Kyle's been able to extend and release the blocker and get off and make a nice tackle on the quarterback.
Landon Battle comes into the game at defensive line. Checking into the game as well is Zay Ford, defensive back, a sophomore.
They have rotated a ton of kids into this game.
Greer throws over the middle, has his tight end open. His knees were down. Let's see if they're going to give it to him at the 20-yard line. And they will. It's going to be first down yardage as Smith Station converts the third down. They are now 1 of 9.
Well, you know, if you're a coach watching this for Auburn, you're pretty proud of these kids coming in. There's a lot of great effort. These guys are fighting hard. They're trying to make plays. The execution may not be as crisp as you would like, but a lot of these guys probably haven't played together. And, I mean, they're making it tough on Smith Station to try to put points on them.
John Evans checks into the game. A little pitch. Laverne misses the tackle. Evans forces the issue at corner. And then coming in and flowing from the defensive end spot was Michael Foster, number 98. Auburn High School will get some more subs in on this second down, and Smith Station, they'll try to go quick and get one more play in. With 5 seconds left, Greer will have it. He's going to throw it deep. He's got an open receiver, makes the catch, and tackle is going to be made right at the buzzer at the 37-yard line as Auburn High School will hang on and win this one by a final score of 63-0. Tigers win. They finish 9-1 as Auburn will. Right now, it looks like Smith Station's going to hang on, and Prattville rather, or Central's going to hang on against Prattville, and Auburn High School will host Fairhope next week. 63-0 our final. I mean, I don't know what the final score kind of says it. There's times where you can say that the score doesn't indicate what happened in the game. That's exactly what happened. Auburn High School dominated from start to finish.
Every facet of the game, Scott, from the very opening whistle. Auburn just came out ready to play. It was an outstanding performance. It's exactly what you look for as you get ready to start a playoff run here inside of Duck Sanford.
And it will be here. We don't know who the opponent is, but we'll have the action for you nonetheless as Auburn High School will host an opponent from the Mobile area next Friday night. We come back, we'll have the post-game show. You're listening to the Auburn High School to the Auburn High School Sports Network presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
Hello and welcome to the AHS Postgame Show. I'm your host, Max Mesman, alongside my co-host, Levi Benefield. And we're going to go ahead and get you started with some scores across the state. Currently, Fairhope is beating Briarwood on the road 37-15 late in the fourth. And then Hartselle is in a close one against Bob Jones. They're up 31-24 at home late in the fourth quarter. Also, the big one really for Auburn fans right now, Central is unfortunately beating Prattville 20-0 late in the fourth quarter. Looks like Auburn's not going to get that #1 regional spot. Speaking of Auburn, Auburn did win tonight's game 63-0. And I hear there is still actually some upsets brewing in Montgomery.
Oh yeah, Lee Montgomery is beating number 6 429-18.
Yeah, so that is a big upset. Even though, because Prattville is going to lose to Central, Enterprise automatically gets the playoff bid, even if Prattville loses to Central. And speaking of our game, Auburn destroyed Smith Station on a good senior night game, 63-0. And what were some positives you saw out of Smith Station and Auburn, just going out into the future of these programs, but also just coming out of this game?
They were really forcing turnovers in the second half. And I don't know, they put like extra momentum into what they were doing.
Yeah, I think that Smith Station, to look forward into their future for next season, because obviously they finished 1-9 and last in the region, not going to make any playoffs with that record. Looking forward to next season, I think that they showed a lot of heart late in the second half. Didn't allow much scoring in the second half. They allowed 21 points, but they forced 2 turnovers. So they showed a lot of fight. Auburn going into the playoffs now, you got to not stop those sloppy mistakes in the second half, because you can't have those coming up against what is most likely going to be their opponent in Fairhope. And that'll do it for the AHS postgame show. Actually, Auburn will prepare for their matchup against most likely Fairhope, but could be Mary Montgomery if Prattville pulls off a stunning comeback against Central. But hope to see you here next week when that matchup happens. And that's going to do it for AHS postgame show. See y'all next time.